Okay, and we're on.
Excellent.
Yep.
I think I see Nils.
Oh,
Yes,
is he
I see
joining
him.
in? Is he dropping
He's
into the
dropping to
Roll20
Roll20.
session?
I see his name on there, Black Cavalier.
Oh yeah, there he is.
Hoorah! Another wizard. Oh, it's that ghost again.
Boost. I've got like 9 sessions open here on my desktop, so juggling between them a little bit.
Yeah, that's the fun part.
Closing some of them down.
I just think of it as the ghost of all the characters who died already.
Yeah.
So okay, well that's interesting. Right. So does the new experience system make sense to everybody? That whole idea about experience is based on session participation rather than an experience point award. Did you follow that, Mike? Does that make sense to you? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I don't remember how many sessions Gibb's been with us.
I believe he's been with us.
Right. So this is his fourth as well. So at the end of this session, you guys will level up to level 3. And then to go to level 5, you'll need, level 4, you'll need 5 sessions.
Nice.
All right.
Why don't we go ahead and get started? Possibly. What's going on with Nils? Ghost.
Great. Now he's wet himself and he won't join us.
Let's see. Where's my Roll20 session?
Why is he typing?
I don't know.
That's interesting.
Oh, it might be because I started the live stream.
And
the broadcast.
No, that shouldn't matter.
Join.
I always start my broadcast and then I invite everybody.
Okay. So that's not it.
Number of people, because it isn't until you get to about 6 or 7 that it starts complaining.
Well, he is very tall.
We are 2, 4, we'll be 6. So that is 6.
Well, it sends up a warning saying there are going to be latency issues.
Oh, okay.
Which is completely
but that's
fine.
really only with the video stream and stuff like that, right?
Exactly. Because that'll be fairly consistent.
Hey, I'll be right back. I think I have to reboot to get my headphones to work.
No, we hear you.
Hey, we hear you.
No, I'm not using my headphones. I'm using my laptop mic. So I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, we'll get started and you can jump in. Okay. Okay, so let's start with our regular usual stuff, which is one thing about our characters that we don't know, and then the GM will also share with you one thing that you don't know yet about the dungeon or the adventure. So, Peter, you were with us first tonight. You want to start?
Gerda hates snakes.
Okay. Why is it always got to be snakes?
Asps, very dangerous. You go first.
Okay, how about Ethan? Are you running Horus or?
Yeah, Horus is running tonight.
Okay, cool. What's one more thing we don't know about Horus yet?
When Horus was having to pretend that he was a knight, he was doing it another night to grant himself safe passage through a land.
Okay. Mike, how about for Gib?
Gib has, I can't remember what I said last time.
I think last time you talked about the dice, and maybe the time before that was about the devil part. Dicing with the devil.
So Gib has a pair of dice that he can't get to leave his persons.
Mm. Okay. They're always on. They're always with him.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Boy, we both have dice. We should start a wargaming club.
We should have grabbed all the toy soldiers from the portal under the stars.
And let's see. Tonight we have Horus, Gib, Gerta, Ridian. That's 4. Would anybody like to bring one more character that the adventure can accommodate 5 PCs?
I say bring in the halfling.
Bring the halfling.
Oh, cool.
Bring in.
I
Give us
love
Hammy. Okay. How about that one thing about Hammy that we don't know yet, Peter?
Besides the fact he's delighted to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He had to leave home, not only because of disgrace, but it all, of course, involved a woman and a broken heart.
Oh, okay. So a couple other things that I've been thinking about this week. Peter and I kind of chatted about this earlier, but this whole idea of having a caller for the session, and the caller is not necessarily the party leader, but more like the party foreman. So the job of the foreman is to kind of figure out what the party's doing, between the players, amongst the players, sort of coordinating the actions of the players and then relaying those on to the game master. And the foreman or the caller really just relays the party actions, and obviously the PCs still are in control of their own actions. But I'm kind of thinking that it's a way to sort of, instead of the dungeon master trying to get the party to find a consensus and move forward, it's really a player responsibility. So I really like that idea, and I'd like to try it tonight. Is everybody up for that?
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Mike?
We've done something similar in my dad's game when it gets like 8 people and all hell breaks loose.
Right. When the parties get really big, it can be challenging. And what I'd like to do is not make it kind of a permanent thing, but make it a rotating thing. So from session to session, the caller will change periodically, and that means everybody gets a chance to participate in that role.
Yeah, sounds fun. It sounds like a good idea.
And I heard Peter's okay with that. Mike, did that work for you?
Sounds okay.
Sounds okay. It sounds worth a try in any case, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I nominate Peter to be the first one.
Okay, good. So Peter, you'll be our caller tonight.
All right.
And the last thing I want to share with you, kind of a new mechanic that I'm going to roll in, has to do with charges for magical items, like things like wands and things like that. So the way this is going to work is that each item with a charge has a color category: green, yellow, or red. And that sort of dictates the die type. It's either a D4, a D8, or a D12. And when you cast or when you use the item that has a charge, you roll the corresponding die for that item. And if it comes up a 1, then it goes down to the next level. And if it's red and it comes up a 1, then it's exhausted. So this is a way to kind of track charges on items without having to actually keep track of it, like hash marks on a page or something like that.
Okay.
We have one item that works like that so far in the game. That's the magic stick, the magic wand.
Yeah, that Ridian has.
That Ridian has. And I think it's probably... well, in this case, it'll still be useful because every time Ridian uses that wand to cast a spell, he'll roll a D4 with that, and if it comes up a 1, then it's out of charges and it's no longer useful. Let's see. Looks like Ridian is back. Did he get onto the Hangout yet?
Haven't heard him.
Neither.
So to be clear, if
I
you
don't see
roll
him there.
1, then it's out of charges forever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
If it was a slightly better item, like a
It would have
a green or a yellow item, then it would just shift down to the next color. So green, yellow, red.
Interesting.
I'm curious what my crow ring does. Or
The
if
crow
it's just
ring,
a
yeah, the
nice
raven
little
ring.
Yeah, or if it's just a ring.
Right, and let's recap. So let's recap around the magical items, and I'll tell you something that you don't know about them. The ring, the raven ring, Ethan has none of the wizards get any sense of it being magical or arcane.
Okay.
It's ordinary, but it is beautiful, and it is silver, and looks to be quite valuable.
He went to Jared's.
All right.
Let's see. Horace is also carrying the tapestry, right?
Yes.
And that tapestry is about
tail tapestry. Yep.
Yeah, that tapestry is about 6 by 4, 6 feet by 4 feet, and it's delicately embroidered. And that embroidery shows these series of panels of what you realize are you and your fellow adventurers arriving at King's Spire and exploring these ghostly ruins, and then holding court and audience with the Crow King, and descending deep into the depths of the Kingspire dungeons, and then finally being devoured by this huge worm.
I'm not really happy about that last part.
Unless being devoured by the worm is our way of getting out of here.
It is a way, I'm guessing, but not the way we want. Just guessing. Which I have a question. If we look at it now, does it still have the same story going on, or have some of the details changed?
No, it's still, it hasn't changed. And again, it's not like an animated kind of scene, but
it doesn't change.
Yeah,
it's almost like a fortune teller woven or something.
Yeah, or a big flat version.
Or someone, yeah.
What was it? Oh crap! William the Conqueror. Crap, Alzheimer's. Never. The Bayeux Tapestry. It's like the Bayeux Tapestry. It's a giant comic book page. Panels showing what's going on. That's it. Sorry.
Oh, there it is.
I'm back on.
Hey,
you made it. We were just kind of recapping the magic items that you guys had found, or the items and equipment that you guys have found so far through the session. Mike, you found those greaves, right? And if you want a picture of them, I can dig something up and share it with you as a.
No need.
Okay,
but go ahead and describe them, please.
Sure. So it's like armor for your forearms, and they're made out of this big, chunky, blocky, kind of almost crude or rudimentary iron plates, very thick, and they're really, really heavy. But when you put them on, they gave you a sudden surge of strength, giving you a +2 strength to your character. If that takes you over 14, let me know, because it will modify your combat stats.
It's at 13.
Okay. But it also gives you a -1 dexterity penalty. And scribed, and let me know if that takes you below to 8 or less, because that'll give you a penalty.
So what's our dexterity? Our agility?
Agility, pardon me, agility.
Yeah, that'd take it to 11.
Okay, so that's okay.
Not even.
So it's not really a boon for you per se, but it is, but it does carry this effect. And inscribed on the greaves, on these iron plates themselves, are these very stylized runes. Why don't you give me an intelligence check to see if you can identify what they are? DC 10. Yeah, they're unknown to you. But Ridian can make the same intelligence check if he likes, because he's knowledgeable in these sorts of
Gib
things.
shows him to Ridian.
Okay.
DC 10 intelligence check to see if you can identify these runes. No luck. Okay, yeah, you guys are.
So do they hamper when Gib puts them on? Does it hamper his spellcasting ability?
No, it doesn't hamper your spellcasting ability. It just makes you a little more clumsy.
Okay.
Because they're kind of heavy and awkward, but then you move your arms with this new imbued strength, and they sort of, you move more than you expected, and they sort of clang into each other. It just makes things a little more awkward.
Okay.
By giving you a -1 agility penalty. So +2 to strength, -1 to agility. Gib, you had, sorry, not Gib, Ridian, you had found the...
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's a +2 to strength?
Yep.
So then that would put it to 14.
Okay, so that'll give you a +1 to hit in melee and a +1 damage in melee.
Okay.
But again, so +2 to strength and -1 to agility. Ridian, you had found the crystal sphere with the storming lightning bugs.
Yes.
Case within the sphere, and when the first time when you peered into it, these insects were sort of floating around kind of benignly, and then one took notice of you and came right up to the glass, and it was almost like a beta fish, how they get bigger and the wings came out and the eyes got dark and lightning started flashing behind the bug, and clouds started forming around it, and the Lady Arian told you not to drop it indoors.
Right.
Hapless Hal is not present. He had found a book, and I think that's everything. Did I catch everything?
I found a pair of dice.
That's right, the dice, and the dice is when Gib looked at them, he realized that they were magical in a sense that they would roll any number that you dictated on those 2d6. Excellent. So you could say, 2, and it would come up snake eyes. But if you said 7, it could come up in any combination. There's no fixed order to those.
I'm saying 1.
1. Oh, more. Yeah. Go ahead, try it.
I don't want to break it. We just got it. This is why we can't.
Dice splits in half.
Right. So for marching order tonight, I thought instead of messing around with the text tags that I tried to use in some of the other sessions, we just use the tokens, the miniature tokens, as an example,
Sure.
as a representative, because that would let you guys move them around a little more, be a little more fluid with their usage. Is this the right session? I believe so. Yeah. All right. So I just need to get those tokens onto this map.
And Horace is currently on the hunt to figure out who killed the nice elf or Kith lady.
All right. And you had found that Kith maiden trapped within the Iron Maiden.
Who is going to be trapped within the Iron Maiden when the morning comes.
Correct. Let's see.
And we just got through giving all our food to the Rat King.
That's right. You gave all your food to the Rat King so that he would treat with you and show you the path into the into the depths of the dungeon, the deeper depths, the darker depths. So they're there.
Hope he doesn't have us eaten by rats
again.
All right, so we have Gib and Ridian, Horace and Gerda, and we need Hammy, correct?
Correct.
See if this is going to work. Peter, Hammy. Yes, that worked. Look at that.
You're a genius.
So remember, I had I had assigned icons to each of your character sheets, so that now you can just drag from your character sheet onto the board, and it will create an icon for you. So if there was one missing on a map or something like that, it would work that way.
So if I opened my character sheet and then dragged it.
So if you opened your journal and then dragged your character sheet from your journal onto the map, it would create an instance of that token that has been assigned to it. It's a little fiddly, but once it's set up, it sort of works, right? So why don't you guys go ahead and organize your marching order?
So where are we marching?
Marching order is just sort of your general.
No. Where? Like on the map? I don't.
Where should
I'm sorry. I thought I pinged you onto the map. You're here.
No. I realize that we're there.
Oh.
He's talking to the party, I think.
Oh. Okay, sorry. I'll step back as the GM. Thanks.
Well, I thought we were going down into the depths.
The deepest, darkest depths.
Oh, right. Nils, one thing we didn't get a chance to, you didn't get a chance to get looped in on was that we're going to be using a caller from session to session, and that role will rotate. It won't necessarily be one player, the same player every session, but it won't change within the session. So Peter's the caller for tonight's session. His job is basically to build consensus within the party and then relay the party stuff to the GM when necessary. So the caller basically controls the party actions, and the players obviously control the PC actions.
Right. Okay.
So we'll try it and see how that works for tonight.
All right. So shall we set up facing the stairways here?
Sure. Let's put Horace in the front.
Excellent.
Him being a warrior. Unless someone else wants to take front, but
no, I think he's a good lead.
But that's going the wrong way.
We're not moving through this, are we? We just want a marching order because we're following the Rat King. Is he leading us to this door over here?
The party's current location is shown on the map. Hang on.
Right, it's the guy right
is here. Yeah, that's the party's location. The marching order can be anywhere on the map. It doesn't have to be consistent with the map itself. This is just more about like who's in the front, who's in the back, who gets eaten by the marauding spider.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
Exactly.
Who gets surprised by the fire-breathing dragon.
So I say we line up facing this door just towards the stairs, and just so we see the marching order.
Okay.
Now, which one is Horace? See the guy.
Horace is the guy with the sword and shield.
Excellent. Yep. Let's put him up front.
Everybody should be able to grab and move those tokens.
That's going up, though. That's not going down.
Well, it's just to put us in a line. We're not worried about the map.
The map is independent of our party order.
Right.
Okay, so I think we should put Hammy at the back. I recall this is Hammy, no? Is that Hammy? This is Hammy. No. Hammy has a crossbow. Okay. Is that you, Nils?
Yeah, I want to be right behind the tank.
All right. And go to the other side, because I assume we're facing towards the stairs, so we're flat in that line. Just because we're going to exit, and I figured, well, there we go. That symbolizes that. All right. We have Gerda, we have Gib, and we have Hammy. Now, is it my imagination? I thought Hammy was the green guy here. Or is Hammy the black figure?
Hammy's the green guy.
Yeah, he's got
He's the black guy.
The green guy's got a crossbow.
Okay, well, the green guy is not activated for me, so I can't hit him. So
okay, I can fix that. Sorry.
I thought you could. Gib, do you want to go third or do you want to go fourth?
I'll go fourth.
Okay, so I'll put Gerda in the middle. And
Give a little bit of a barrier.
And Hammy at the back so we can watch behind us with his infravision. See if we're being followed. Plus, maybe then he can be sneaky if he has to.
Backstab a few things.
That's my hope. That's my hope. And Ghost can just sort of find his way wherever he can fit. All right. So then we have Gib. And hey, I can use Hammy. And there's Hammy.
Whoa, that was loud.
Sorry.
Are the muffins done?
No, but my texts are. How do I disable messages while I'm here?
Oh, I was talking to you guys while I was on mute.
Was it effective?
Okay, we've all done it.
Extremely effective. Okay, so looks like you guys are set up kind of in a rough single file marching order. That's fine for me. When we last left our heroes, you had just finished treating with the Rat King. This is obviously a Kith, fairly large in stature, but clearly very, very ancient. He hasn't been affected, apparently, by the repetition of days or time that we see that the other Kith in the upper levels of the spire have experienced,
as well as the torture chamber.
As well as the torture chamber, correct. Well, the torture chamber does, well, yeah, as well as the torture chamber. So he's very old and decrepit and a little bit crazy. He sent his armies out to intercept you when you invaded his realms, but you guys ran and hid from them in one of the cells, holding back the tides of the rats behind one of these doors. And in that cell, you had the time that you had to yourselves there, you had discovered a secret door on this southern wall. Though when the Rat King called you out, you came out and treated with him. He demanded all your food in a show of good faith so that he could feed his peoples, and they wouldn't have to gnaw on the bones and the remains of the ancient prisoners or one another and their cannibalistic traits.
Or us.
Or you. That's true.
It was implied that we were on the menu.
That would be entirely possible. Yes. So, though he is enjoying the morsels that you've doled out to them. That means that you're all any food that you're carrying on your character sheet should be marked out as lost.
And better hope that it either.
I wouldn't say lost. I'd say fairly bartered.
So, in exchange for your show of good faith, he's willing to show you the ways out of his lands and into the deeper, darker realms of this dungeon. Does anybody have a light source?
Yeah, I got a lantern. And I got candles. And by the way, Hammy wasn't here last week, but I am assuming his rations are gone too.
Yes, I think that's fair because as Hammy appeared in this scene, the Rat King demanded his food as well. Perfectly fair.
Mm-hmm. So when we start to starve, we just need to swap our characters out with their other backups, and then we'll have food.
Right. I guess you could play it that way with the GM if you wanted to.
That or we just
those fates.
Right. Exactly.
And then get all our food back.
Right. So let's see. Let me catch up with my notes. We are here, and we are going there.
We are here.
So the Rat King sweeps you off in a grand procession into this cell, and he draws back this secret door. Which is here, and sort of waves you through. There, you'll find your path to the west.
We didn't need him to tell us that. Oh, thank you.
What do you guys want to do?
Well, I guess
Gentlemen, I say we strike on. What do you say we strike on in our marching order?
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Sounds
Sure.
good to me.
Now, I assume we're having bows drawn. I don't like surprise.
Sword and shield at the ready.
Oh, right. Who's the who's carrying the light for the party?
I can, since I'm right behind Horace.
Okay, and you're carrying a torch or a lantern.
Whatever anybody gives me, because I don't have either.
Gerda will hand him her lantern.
Okay.
And Horace has sword and shield drawn.
Ooh, hold on. Let me check something.
Okay, Peter, or actually, Rydian, roll a d3 for me.
Okay.
A 1. So the lantern is burning dimly.
I need to refill. I have more oil.
You may have to refill it at some point, and it's casting light for about. Let's see, what is the radius of light for a lantern? Well, let's say the radius tonight is 30 feet.
That sounds fair.
That sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
So
moving. Go ahead.
Sorry, just if I cast my mind back to when I was given this lightning bug people globe.
Oh, the crystal sphere full of storm bugs.
Right. When he lit his lightning off, did it cause a significant amount of illumination?
No, not much. Sort of
Okay.
a glow within the sphere itself.
But I really have to shake it up hard to get some sort of illumination, which I am not doing.
Thank you. Thanks for clarifying that, sir.
Okay, good enough.
The caller, I want to reiterate, he's not doing that.
Okay, I hear you.
Okay.
Let's see.
Please
Why
proceed.
can't I? I'm in the wrong session. That's why. There's the GM session.
He was playing
You were a
Ghost.
ghost.
Let's see. Let's polygon reveal.
You were one of us.
I was playing as Ghost. That's right.
Nils, did he explain to you that the ghost is helping?
Yeah,
That way he can see both maps.
Oh, I thought it was like the famous band, the metal band that was joining us.
And here I thought it was all our dead characters.
That too.
So the corridor extends 30 or 40 feet off to the west, and then makes a hard turn to the north.
We got a rune sword to find.
Yep, and a mirror.
Oh, fuck the mirror. Yes, we got to find the goddamn mirror. Stupid.
Well, you're not the one
Never
that's
met her, and I hate her. I hate her.
Horace says, give him the rune blade and he'll show that dragon lady what's up.
Okay. She's level 5. Let's remember that.
Okay.
Well, but yeah.
And I'm going to assume that you all continue down the hallway
Yes, sir.
and
Take a right. I think we should go to right here to see what we see. Ooh, stairs going down.
stairs going down.
Should we double check and make
so-
sure we're not missing something on this level, gentlemen? I think we should take a little peek over here just to make sure that there's like a treasure chest sitting there.
Sure, I agree.
yes.
You guys are going to explore around a little bit more.
Just a little.
If there is a treasure chest, I suggest we not try and open it, but
It's always a goddamn mimic.
Was that you're going to head off to the
Yeah, just to the other
east there?
Yes, to where the arrow is.
Okay.
Plus, that way nothing's going to come sneaking up on us as we go down the stairs.
Okay.
All right, it just completes the cycle from where we were.
Right. So this opens up into a small chamber where there are 3 crates, in the center, making sort of a crude table and benches. And on top of the center crate is a pair of dice and a shallow copper dish and a handful of coins kind of thrown around on the floor. There are a pair of clay jugs that are stained red with wine, and those are on the floor beside the makeshift table.
No dice.
Oh no, let's not mess with anything. I don't think there's anything here we want to take.
On the far western, on the far eastern wall, the one that sort of dead ends here, you can see a spy, like one of those sliding doors, like at the speakeasy where somebody could slide it open and then slide it shut, kind of thing. But it's very slender.
Like it's made.
That's on this wall here.
Like it's made.
I mean, it's maybe like a 1/4 inch tall, but it's 8 inches wide type of thing. And it's right about eye level for Horus. Maybe a little taller, maybe a little shorter. You're not too sure. You haven't got close to it yet.
So it's like a peephole.
Yeah, it's like a god where.
Yeah, might very well could be a peephole.
Yeah.
I'll be with a rat.
Well, do we want to go up to it?
All right. Well, I think we should go back to the stairs.
Yeah,
Let's go back to Greece.
Okay, so this...
we know they go down because it gets narrower as it goes away from us.
Right.
Famous D&D cartography.
Right. So these... this is a very broad, sweeping set of stairs, which arrives at a landing. Oops, polygon reveal. And then the stairs continue, and it does this in repetition, again and again and again, as far as your lantern light will allow you to see.
So this is the express stairway down.
One way express elevator to hell going down.
Down.
So it just repeats.
Yep. Do you guys want to descend them?
Where do the stairs go? They go down.
As long as it's not like that famous painting, I think we're good.
Oh, shoot. Let's see. It's gonna take time. Where's my clock?
Gibb's gonna do a quick search of the farthest wall. So, which way is the arrow pointing? Is that
That's pointing to the west.
That's west. Oh,
That's
okay.
due west. That wall is due west.
Okay, right. Okay, yeah. Gibb's gonna search the first wall down to the west.
On the first western wall. Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me a intelligence check?
Man, just doing no good on dice rolls today.
Oh, wow.
Maybe you should change your color.
Change your dice.
Yes,
Yeah.
changing your dice.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just click on the color. The little color next to your name.
Got it.
Clearly, the answer is there's nothing here to see.
Oh, look at that. I think you needed to have changed your dice. That's the last 20 we'll see from you. But clearly that was what was required. You don't find anything on this western wall. Do you want to spend more time looking?
No.
No, I get this odd feeling. I get this itching in the back of my neck that we're on some kind of time limit. And I have a feeling if we don't get things solved, we're either stuck here or we're dead.
Well, you're always on a time limit.
But Gibb wants to make
Yeah, it's like being a Michael Crichton novel.
on each level. Gibb's gonna observe the walls to make sure that they are all different and not that it's not repeating.
Oh, okay. How do you plan to do that?
Just seeing if there's a if sure with a marking or something, or just seeing if there's enough detail in the wall that it's clearly, not the same thing.
Okay. Hammy has chalk on his character sheet.
Okay, and he'll borrow the chalk from Hammy and mark them.
Okay. So you start marking these walls as you're descending, and every new landing is entirely new, and they don't show your markings from before, and you're descending for what seems like hours, and the stairs seem endless. Each flight is the same, stone steps descending ever further, and elegant wooden beams arching towards a high ceiling, which kind of creates this effect of this sort of gloomy forest that you keep descending deeper and deeper into.
Gerda is going to try and count as we go down.
Okay. As you're starting your third hour and counting your oops, what happened? Counting your 57th flight, the lantern sputters and goes out. Do you have any more oil?
Yep,
I have oil as well.
You'll need to expend one of those flasks if you wish to relight the lantern.
Sure, I'll give up my oil. So I have 2. It's now going to 1.
Okay.
Thanks for being a good citizen.
Though, as Gerda's getting ready to count 58 on the next flight of stairs that you descend.
By the way, she's not doing it out loud.
Sure. In the darkness ahead of you, you spy an end to your descent. One last flight descends to the feet of a pair of towering portals lit by braziers of burning oil. The smell of smoke mixed with the stench of rot and mold is thick in the air. Let me move you guys to a new map.
You got to admit, we go to interesting places.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Oops, wrong session.
I love the color of the ghost dice.
The red ones.
Yeah, sort of reddish orange.
Yeah. Let's see here.
So Nils, did you get that email on the way of handling experience? Did we already ask you that?
Yeah, I saw that. So my question was, and so that means that if we're on session 17, we should be halfway to 5th level now.
Right, but we're starting.
Possibly.
Well, you are. You would be. But the rest of us.
Well, I mean, it's a new way to track experience going forward. If we were doing it that way when we started, then yes, you would be halfway to 5th level, but you might have died with the dragon. So
Very true. So at the end of the session, we will be 3rd level mostly.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hammy will be halfway to 3rd level. He is a halfling after all.
So it takes twice as long?
Sorry, I'm just fiddling with the map here.
As long as you're fiddling, we're still alive.
I'm back.
Hey.
Welcome home.
Sorry, guys. I'm just catching up with my notes. I don't have them marked out the way I normally do.
I don't know. It makes the collar job easy.
Right.
Getting ready to paint more undead. They're not ready to prime. Almost there.
I'm finishing up repurposing Dark Elves.
Nice. Tonight I'm just doing role-playing figures. Including some of the peasants you gave me, right? There's him.
Oh, the lantern is burning very brightly. Just so you guys know.
See, it just needed an oil change.
I think he means we're broadcasting our presence.
Better than walking into walls. Well, Hammy wouldn't walk into walls. So we have to do a conga line behind the halfling, and that's embarrassing.
It's fun, though.
All right. I'm mostly caught up.
Just be caught up on the non-lethal stuff.
So if you have a dragon, I'm fine with killing the dragon and stealing its baby dragon egg. That's totally fine.
Do you not recall our last experience with dragons?
Yeah, but if I can get it from before it hatches, I can make it think I'm its mommy. Then I can use it to attack to fight the other shape-shifting dragon.
Yeah.
All right. I have an idea about what I can do here. So here you can see the final stairway descending down into the gloom. There's this a final broad stairway, which is in the final flight. Will you continue your descent?
I feel it is in our best interests.
Okay. When you arrive about when the first of you, when Horus crosses this point, when the party reaches this point in the stairway, you hear a loud banging. And it feels, you get a sharp whiff of odor, sharp odor of lamp oil in your nostrils. And it feels as if it's raining. Like there's like a misting rain all about you.
All right, we got to get down fast. We're about to be lit on fire. Let's get out of here. Go, 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 go.
Okay, so you guys start racing down.
Hell yes.
And remember, there's these two big braziers here at the bottom of the.
At the bottom?
At the bottom of the stairway.
Wait. We don't want to race down. We want to stop, move back up, back up, back up.
Back up. No, down, up. Which way are you going? Up?
Gentlemen, I think we should go up. What do you think?
Sounds reasonable to me.
Sure.
We're covered in oil, yes. We want to back up a minute.
Okay.
We're going to get covered in oil and then lit on fire. I don't want that.
Let's see. So as you start moving, Ridian, make a luck check.
That's a bad idea.
Other than having Horus make a luck check.
Succeeded.
Hey.
Oh, okay, good. So you're carrying the lantern, and it's well enclosed. Fortunately, you all race to the top of at the top of the stairway, and you can, from your vantage point, you can see this sort. Pardon me.
Careful, Aaron. There's lamp oil in the air.
It's the worst. There's gray mist sort of descending and falling down the stairs. Hold on, I need a drink of water.
This is what he gets for covering us in lamp oil. Okay, I'm hoping that this has a limit amount of lamp oil it's going to dump, and then when it's done, we can go down. What do you guys think?
I agree.
I guess we'll find out.
Standing here after 4 hours.
Yeah, we'll have to come up with another plan. I figure we wait a few minutes, though. After 4 hours, I think the whole room will be on fire.
The other thing to be concerned about is just making it safely down the stairs because they're all going to be slippery.
Yeah, good point. We lost Aaron. He'll be here. Am I doing my hammock maneuver?
So I'm going to go with
They seem nonplussed. That's a good sign.
For tomorrow on the drive. So if you guys stop with the team at Subway, you have your lunch. You can get whatever you want. You don't have to. So you got chicken and some pasta and some squash. It'll be cold, but so I'm gonna go right now to get.
I want chicken and pasta.
Me too.
From Whole Foods. So Friday night dinner when they're at Sizzler or whatever. And
What's Sizzler?
Not a thing out here.
I mean, I don't know. I may not be going to the team dinner.
I don't know. Where you're in Phoenix? No. You're in a small. Yeah, in Prescott. Do you guys have bag and sandwiches there?
I don't think so.
Do you have bag and sandwiches up there?
you need to eat too, though.
I don't think so.
Oh, that's too bad. It's a wonderful sandwich place in Arizona.
That's right. You were in Arizona
We
for a
have-
while, weren't you, Peter?
Yeah, 2 years.
Pilots.
Get that on Saturday?
Like pilots?
No, I don't remember them. I remember Chewy's Tacos was, or just Chewy's. They had tacos and other stuff. But
Like getting a
of course, Whataburger because it's the Southwest.
9:35.
Okay.
Daddy, I think I have an oatmeal here. I can pack for you. All right.
Someone told me they built an In-N-Out burger in Tucson.
Sorry, guys, I'm
We
back
have
with
here-
you.
We're all hungry now. We want chicken and pasta and go to Sizzler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry about that. My daughter was just catching me up on the agenda for tomorrow. So you can see this this gray cloud, gray misting cloud, sort of filling the stairwell and then sort of descending down into the final landing.
We should run the opposite direction.
As you're watching this happen, and Gibbs like backing up and saying, "We need to get out of here." There's this huge explosion of
Gibbs running.
vaporized fire.
Yeah.
Run away! And
It's
it
a shield up.
illuminates. It illuminates the landing here in this flash of light before your eyes are sort of dazed and dazzled, and you can see a big gate at the bottom of the landing, and a short stairway running up to the north. But though you're all safe from the conflagration on this upper landing.
Horace was hiding behind his shield. He didn't see anything.
All right, I think we should. we should go down, and Hammy's not like a thief. He can't find traps, can he? Let me check.
He could try to find traps, but he'd do it as an untrained, in an untrained way, like rolling a D10 instead of a D20. He's good at sneaking around,
Right.
hiding in shadows and moving silently. I believe that's what halflings get.
He's more of a burglar than a thief.
Right, burglar, do your burgling.
Exactly. Okay.
He's the go in, steal the ring from the dragon, that type of thing.
Well, then he doesn't do us any good up there.
Gibb says that clearly there was a mechanism that was triggered. We don't want to trigger it again.
Yeah, let's avoid that step.
Okay. How are you guys going to approach this stairway now? Just going to move down it and try to step over that step?
So do the braziers light up the stairway?
They do. They sort of illuminate. They illuminate like, I don't know, 10 feet around them. They're lit by lamp oil, but it's very smoky, and like maybe like it's on its last, the last bits of it, kind of thing. But they haven't changed since the fiery explosion when you first tried to descend the stairs.
Well, you could try constantly running back and forth and try and set out the trap as many times as possible to get it to expire.
That seems like that would take too long.
I say we go down carefully and hope we don't get exploded.
Well, at least now we know how it works, that we go down and if we get misted again, we run down and like up the stairs to get out of the explosion area.
Well, let's try to avoid the step. I see what you're saying. You're saying if we don't avoid the step, then we just back up and try again.
No, what I was suggesting was that we continue running down into the room past the braziers and up that short stairway to try to get away from the explosion, so we can just not have to keep running back and up, back and forth.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's a
we still got to get through the.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Did the rest of the party see whether or not the fire engulfed that part of that staircase while Horace wasn't paying attention?
Engulfed which part of the stairway? Sorry, I missed it, Ethan.
Smaller staircase off to the side?
No, you couldn't see. I mean, it was like this flash of light and fire. Until it kind of roiled up the stairs towards you.
Okay.
All right.
So Gibb says as we descend, we should be paying attention to see if there's a mechanism on the step that's triggering it. And see if we can step over it.
Okay.
So in this instance, would we like Horace to not be in front with his intelligence of remarkably low proportions? And his luck of remarkably low proportions?
You're probably right. I think it would be a good time to have one of the higher intelligence up front.
Yeah, we could both of us could be up front, kind of scanning the steps as we go down.
Gibb will volunteer for that.
Excellent.
I'll go down on the other half of the steps since it's pretty wide. We can kind of keep watching.
Horace sheathes his sword and puts both his hands on his shield.
So the two wizards are going to step out into the front, kind of leading the party down the stairways cautiously as they look for the triggering mechanism. Is that right?
Well spoken.
But Gibb's gonna debate that it's not a good idea to flee further in, but to flee back until we figure out the mechanism.
Okay.
But the group can make the decision.
I think it's unfortunately very wise of you. I think that is much better than charging foolishly forward. In fact, Hammy's going to stay at the top of the stairs and watch those other stairs just in case it happens.
Okay, yeah, we're going to do that.
Okay, so Hammy's staying back on the platform.
Yep,
on
he'll
the
follow
upper.
behind as soon as people know that it's safe. But if it sets off, then he can see if the other stairs are safe.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
try to. He can try to see.
Okay. So as you start creeping down the stairwell, with the two wizards in the front.
Being careful to look at the steps to see if there's
Sure.
any
Why don't you
change.
go ahead and give me an intelligence check, DC DC 14. Oh yeah. So that's weird. Why did it throw it? Oh, it threw a 16 for Mike and a 3 for Nils. Yeah. So Gib clearly spies. There's the mechanism there, and there it is again and again, and it's like on every other step from about this point forward. And you guys are right here in this on this portion of the stairwell.
Oh
So
well,
everybody give me an intelligence check, a DC 10 intelligence check.
An additional one for the wizards?
Yes, an additional intelligence check for the wizards.
There we go.
Okay. The first of you all to pass, you can.
So that's a 12.
You smell burning wood. Now, when you came down to this stairway, you could smell merely the smoking lamp oil, but now you smell burning wood.
Hammy smells nothing. He's still bummed about losing his rations.
All right, yeah, he's all the way at the top. Let's see.
So when we tell him how to deal with it, he's going to follow down as well, since it looks like we're not going to set it off and have to look for a safe place to run.
Oh, you guys are going to try to step over every other step?
Yeah, so Gib's going to instruct him on which one. It's every other one.
Okay.
This
When you
sounds like
get
a bad idea for Horace.
when you
Don't
get
worry, Hammy will help.
when you get to the base of the stairs, you can look up into the ceiling. You know, these wooden arched beams that are sort of, you know, going up into the ceiling, and they're all burning. They're all on fire. And then one of them falls in this fiery beam in front of the gate.
Oh crap! What's up the stairs?
You guys are about. Oops, sorry. You guys are about here right now. The leaders of the party are about there.
So the whole ceiling's on fire in a way?
It is, yeah, and it's starting to collapse.
Gib's going to yell for everybody to run up the stairs. He's the first down.
To the north here.
To the north. Yep.
Okay. So dashing up the stairs here to the north. Let me get my polygon reveal tool.
I hope it's someplace fireproof.
There's.
It's like a maze.
You girls okay? All right, I got that one. So it leads into this narrow passageway with corridors branching off to the west and to the south. There's a second step of stairs, a second flight of stairs that Gib can see, and Ridian behind him with the lantern. Mm-hmm. The rest of you, where are the rest of you? Hammy, I know, was trailing behind, yeah.
In our marching order.
Okay. Hammy, you're the last to kind of follow the party. You start racing down the stairs and up the short flight to the north there, and the whole ceiling starts coming down around you, and
jeepers!
A great stone block crashes down at you for 8 points of damage.
What?
Knocks you to your knocks you to your knees.
But I have armor class of 15.
Yeah, it hits you for a 19.
Damn your eyes, big rock.
But you scramble to your feet and then make it into the short stairway there, which is arched and covered, and the rest of the ceiling comes collapsing down behind you.
All right. Well, Gerda's got to lay hands.
Okay.
Yeah, because he's only 4 points from dead, and I like him.
Okay. Go ahead and make your spell check. Looks good.
Yeah.
Is he adjacent or same?
Yeah, he's adjacent. Well, he's lost. She's neutral.
So that's a 17 plus 2. That's plus personality plus level, correct?
Oh, so no, it's I forgot the plus level. So it's a 21.
Okay.
It still caps out at 2.
It does, yeah. So that's 2 hit dice back for Hammy.
All right, and a halfling is D6 if I'm not mistaken.
Wouldn't that be a D3?
Right, yeah, half.
All right, he's
Looks
not feeling good, but he's feeling better.
It's like 5 points back. And remember, you guys can always spend time resting and burning stamina points to get a hit die back. For every turn you rest, you can get 1 point of stamina back. All right, let's see.
So I guess we're not going through that gate.
You know, I had the same thought.
So there is choking smoke sort of rising up into the narrow corridor where you are,
I guess
driving you further and further back to the west there. Looking down the 2 short corridors, you can see at the furthest western corridor there's like a big lever and nothing to sort of a dead end to this second corridor here. The second corridor to this one here. Both kind of end here. And again, the big lever in the furthest west corridor.
Let's go pull the lever.
So this lever is like wrapped in these oil-soaked rags, and you pull it down, and you hear a mechanism like, and then all is silent. The smoke is roiling up this corridor. It's about here now.
Okay, I think we got to go down and try that door and try and get through that burning room. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think so too. We don't see anywhere else to go.
No. You said you don't want to go all the way up the main stairs again. All right. Ethan, Mike, you with us? In agreement?
Yep.
Sure.
Excellent.
Go for it.
Aaron, we're going to try and get out of this burning hellhole.
Gibbs going to take his flask of water and take part of his tunic and put the water over it and breathe through that as he travels through the smoke.
Okay. So tell me what so your plan of action is to race down these flight of stairs into the burning.
Well, to get to the stairs and see if the door has changed at all, if it's unlocked, or if we can get to it.
Okay.
I don't want to just run into the room.
Gibbs going to look down that corridor that was the dead end and see if that changed.
From pulling the lever?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't change when you pull the lever. So you looking down into this open room that's now fully engulfed in flames and smoke. Everybody take a fortitude check, DC 10. If you fail, take a D4 points of damage for hacking and coughing.
So the number I have in there is at a +1 to my roll?
Sorry, Peter.
Yeah, on my character sheet, I have a little says fortitude stage, and there's a little circle, and I have a 3 for Hammy and a 1 for Gerda.
Yeah, so that's your modifier to your fortitude roll. Let's see. So it looks like Iridian failed and took 3 points of smoke damage. Mike passed. Sorry, Gib passed.
That was close.
And Horace is like right on the precipice. Looks like Gerda or no, that might be Hammy.
did, that was Gerda.
And so is Gerda. Okay. So the beams and stones are raining down every few seconds into this huge heaping fiery conflagration here in this room. The doors are still closed. You can see that they're brass and they're burning. They're reflecting brightly in the fiery light, and they look to be hammered out in copper. And you can see this relief of this Kith kind of funeral procession solemnly descending these stairs underneath a starlit sky. And the figures are being led by a beautiful, queenly visage, and they're carrying the body of a regal warrior to a mountain cairn.
Can we get to the doors?
It's awfully dangerous inside in this room.
But they're not open yet, right?
They're not open. They're closed.
Yeah,
You feel like you could. I mean, you could try to. You know, every 2 or 3 seconds there's some other raining fiery bit, and the room's starting to fill up with this pile of fiery rubble.
So we can't even get back to the main stairs we came down from.
You could try, but again, it looks dangerous to traverse this area. Certainly, you might be able to rush out and rush either east or west there.
Yeah.
The retreat to the north that's gradually filling up with black smoke. There are the 2 corridors.
I'm thinking.
Go ahead, Ethan.
I was saying that I'm thinking maybe the gate.
Says Horace. We didn't find any other doors or any other secret entrances in this hallway.
We haven't really looked.
Well, we didn't spend time looking for secret doors.
Yeah, but they're rushed.
That's true.
I'm probably going to die if I take another hit or something like that. So either we need to rest, which sounds like we can't, or somebody's got a healing potion or a heal.
Well, I don't think we. I mean, you can.
Yeah, that's a 24.
Take 2 hit dice, Nils.
Yeah,
2d4 to Iridian. Where are you guys? Where are you guys right now? Are you right here, still looking out into the room? Make another DC 12 now. Fortitude save as the room starts filling up even.
Gibbs gone back up.
Okay.
He retreated.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to be too close to the fire.
He's going to go back and search the walls for another exit.
Okay, where are you searching? Can you show me with the pointer?
As soon as I find the pointer, there it is.
Oh, okay.
So he's going to look first there.
Okay. 3 points of smoke inhalation damage to Horace. Yeah, so searching around this this wall, you do see a sort of a concealed door, which you yank back, and it opens up onto the hallway here, or the stairway here. So there's now an exit from the area that you were feeling trapped in.
All right, so there's an exit that isn't through the flames.
Correct.
Shall we go?
Yes, please.
Or
It's better than smoke inhalation where we are.
Okay. You guys race out of and back up the stairs, breathing sweet, cool air.
Remembering not to step on the steps that trigger the mechanism.
Okay. Everybody make a luck check.
Oh,
There we go again.
Bye, Horace.
A 0.
Oh, goodness.
Hammy made it. Gerda made it.
Radian did not make it.
Horace didn't even get close.
So as you start racing up the stairs, Gibbs says, wait, watch out for, which steps was it? Was it this one or was it that? God damn it. And everybody's just clamoring up the stairs. You're sure you've stepped on one of the odd stairs or was it the even stairs? But you hear no resulting loud bang nor falling mist of oil.
It was a one shot.
We deactivated it.
But boy, it was a big one.
So you've made it back to the top of the landing. The smoke is drives you further and further back up the stairs, and the fire is crashing now. And you can just see that what you can see of that area is just being piled up with more and more smoke and cinders and stones and fallen burning beams.
Huh. Well, I'm out of ideas.
Anybody got a cold spell or something?
No, paralysis won't help a lot.
Well, there was. We still had my first elf. We could.
the winter spell. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, unfortunately not. Well, why don't we start? Looking around the.
Yeah, we're gonna start searching
the top of the land.
Some of the things.
Yeah, the first landing the landing that was just above where we came in.
Okay. Well, could one person give me one person? Why don't Lydian or Gib give me an intelligence check? DC 12.
I'll go ahead and roll that. I think.
Oh yeah. Wow, but there's absolutely nothing up here.
Great.
And you even go as far back as a few landings back, and nothing. So you guys are. Let me just set this stage for you. You guys have descended deep into the depths of the Kingspire dungeons. You triggered some sort of trap, which has caused this fiery conflagration and a collapse of sort in front of this gate that seems to lead to maybe a burial site of some sort. But you weren't able to make your way past that gate area until the whole area was kind of consumed into a collapsing fiery rubble.
When the mechanism when we did the lever, could we perceive which way the direction the sound was coming from?
Above you when you did the lever in the western hallway.
Yeah, we deactivated.
I think the lever just deactivated the oil trap.
Oh, that's
a little late, but there it is.
Right.
Does the fire appear to be getting heavier down there, or does it appear to be burning itself out?
Well, it's only been about 20 minutes since you made your escape through that concealed door. Maybe 30 minutes, and it's still burning. You figure that it might take hours for that fire to burn down, but eventually it will burn down. You've noticed the collapse has sort of slowed down and sort of almost stopped, except for a few stray blocks or beams that come tumbling down.
Well, our best bet is to wait to see if we can get past it, because that's pretty much seemingly the only way to go.
I agree. So if we have less raining debris and only fire to deal with, I think we have a slightly better chance of getting through it.
I mean,
Okay.
my suggestion would be if we went through a door to close the door and just not let the smoke come get through.
So sorry, Ethan, were you saying you wanted to find a way to be safe from the smoke?
Well, because we went through, we found like a secret passage or door, right?
You did, where it's marked out here in red on the
Right,
on
and
the
we went
stairway.
through that.
You went through that to make your escape back up the stairs to one of
Right.
one of the upper landings where you could get away from the smoke
Okay,
and fire and falling blocks.
gotcha.
Beams.
So yeah, Gibb's going to recommend that we just kind of go back, maybe up a flight or so, and rest for an hour or two, and see if the fire has come down any, to see if we can get an idea of how long it's going to take.
Okay.
So these doors are, I'm sure, pretty big. Something happened with your mic area. We can not hear you too well.
Oh, sorry, I had it flipped up. I
There we
was
go. Okay.
scratching my face, and I didn't want to scratch the mic.
But I'm assuming that there's still lots of smoke up at the roof of the area.
There is, yeah, it sort of peaks up into a very tall peaked ceiling, very similar to the kind of landing that you're standing on now, maybe 60 feet above you, in this sort of peaked archway of these elaborate beams.
Right.
And you can see that at the base of the landing there, where the fire trap was sprung, it ignited the beams above it, and those are what burned and fell into that open room,
Right.
into that open chamber. And it's created sort of a barrier.
Okay.
I don't know.
My idea was use my spider climb to climb across the walls or the ceiling to get over towards the door to see if it even can be pushed open now. Just to see if it's worth waiting out. I mean, if it's still locked, then we obviously haven't done anything, or we actually don't know if it was locked before. But seeing if it's open to try to wait around or not. But we don't have any other options other than going back up.
Yeah, I say we wait, an hour or something and see what happens.
Right. Okay.
Okay. It takes.
Plus, you can gain that. What was it? A wound back from stamina or something if you rest for an hour.
Yeah, it takes at least 6 hours for the fire to burn down.
Boris has been stamina healing for 20 minutes.
Okay. Just let me catch you up here. I'll give you those opportunities to make that stamina healing. You guys have been active for well over 12 hours now from when you first arrived in the Fey lands after your last camping, and you're exhausted.
Yeah, that seems like
you can continue to press on if you like, or you can spend a
fitful sleep here.
Yeah, or you can camp and rest here on one of the landings. You don't have any food, so you won't be able to do any stamina recovery. In fact, you'll all lose a point of stamina for not having any sustenance. There won't be any spell burn recovery, but there will be a recovery for disapproval. And you can do other stuff during your camping period if you wish. I've kind of already given you, told you what the magic items do. So there's no need to study them.
None of them summon food, unfortunately.
None of them summon food.
right. I'm going to step away for a few seconds. I'll be back.
Okay.
All right. I hear a stringed instrument.
Yes, I need to move locations so you don't hear it anymore.
Oh, I see. Grace is getting ready to do her practice for the evening. So what do you, aside from spending a fitful few hours trying to get as much sleep and rest as you can,
We're going to keep watches though. We're going to keep a rotating watch that goes in the same order as our march.
As your marching order.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of your kind of fitful rest for the evening, you have no idea what time it is. You've been able to turn down the lantern though, because there's no need to use it as a light source since you get plenty of light from the burning conflagration.
Silver lining.
A new day breaks, as it were. The fire is sort of smoldered out into a sort of a pile of smoking rubble, which you feel like you might be able to carefully pick your way across to the gate.
Let's see if the wizard can get spider
he was
climb.
thinking about using his spider climb, right?
And see if he can investigate it so we don't
kill ourselves.
Yeah, or get killed somebody.
So did Horace get to stamina heal?
Yes, you may stamina heal as you like, but remember everybody did lose a point of stamina for the fact of not being able to eat.
So people have lost 1 additional point. Okay.
Let's see.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay.
Welcome home.
Sorry, I need to grab something.
So we're hoping that Rydian can cast spider climb and go see what the door's doing.
Well, how long are we resting for? Just an hour for the stamina heal, or
we said do sort of a
no? We took the
camp.
We camped.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I thought Aaron said it was going to be like 6 hours to burn stuff out. So it's burned out. So other than dirty, it should be pretty safe to go through. It sounded like, right?
Maybe a little hot.
Sure. Yeah, if we want to go for it, we can go for it.
I mean, if it's safe, if it's relatively safe, that's fine. I'm happy to try the spider climb if we want to, but it didn't sound like
you're already twitchy and muttering under your breath. Let's save some of your.
No, that's my new normal, so I don't mind. You don't mind.
You're the new normal.
So I guess the group will proceed down carefully.
Okay.
Gibbs gonna mention that we should be all looking up also as well.
Good point.
Making sure nothing comes down on us.
Comes raining down on your heads.
What happens when you have a high intelligence?
You didn't get to be a wizard for nothing.
That's it.
Okay. So the party makes it down to the bottom of the landing there. The braziers are still smoking. They're oily, smoky fire. They haven't gone out over the past 8 hours that you've been resting. But the fire, the conflagration, and the burning rubble has.
And are we pretty certain that we're on a new day and it hasn't reset, right?
Well, nothing's changed for you.
Right. Okay.
We may be out of the equation like the Rat King.
Yeah.
Certainly is possible.
So so the party's at the base of the stairs there. What are you guys going to do?
We're going to work our way to the doors. I would assume.
Okay. So carefully moving forward, you can get to about halfway to the room, halfway into the room before you start to feel, the heat of these rocks, the smoldering beams sort of blocking your path. You're going to have to find a way to get around them or move through them or something. You can see the doors are about 10 feet away from your blocked position. And you can clearly...
It's a rubble behind us that is not hot?
It's not as hot, I guess. Like when you find a beach fire a bonfire out on the beach and it's still warm, well, think about that on like a massive scale.
Right.
And the rubble's sort of piled up to at least Hammy's head height, probably, which is 4 feet tall.
Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if we can use some of the rubble that's not as hot to make a path to walk over to get to the...
like sort of pile up some things.
Pile up the colder stuff. If there's like some older wood, some wood that didn't fully burn, that's like already out and cold. Some beams.
Peter, why don't you make a luck check? Either of your characters is fine.
Oh, I think we'll use Hammy then. He has much better luck. Or did he recover a luck as well, by the way?
He did recover luck, yes. Oh, yeah. Hammy's like, well, look here, over here, and then grab these pieces and put those there, and there's some more over here.
If you tilt this part right here, you know what? You can walk right across that.
Right, so you sort of work out this sort of rough scaffolding to get you up over the rubble, and sort of like these weird duck planks to get you across to the door. And pushing on it, it pushes inward and quite easily. And this opens up into a large...
I meant to ask before we opened it, was there any sign of a rune sword or a mirror on the decorations?
No, you didn't see any of that.
Very good.
Yeah. So there's a narrow stone bridge that crumbles with age that arches out over an enormous cavern, coming to rest at the base of a huge stalagmite. This stalagmite is like titanic in size, like the rest of the chamber, and it houses within it, like carved out within it, is a village of sorts. I'm going to reveal some more.
So that's past the second door, or that's
that's past the second door here.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. Right. So what was the picture on the that door? Was there a picture on the second door?
Both on this next door across the bridge. No, you don't see anything.
Okay.
Again, following the wise advice, we're going to look above us and also down below us, because we have a lot of open space here we need to be aware of before monkeys jump out and kill us.
Winged monkeys.
So to the left and right, it's basically it's very far down. You can't see the bottom.
Yeah, you can't really make out the bottom of the chamber. It's dark.
Huh.
But it goes off into like sort of this vast open space, like when you're standing on, like if you were standing on the edge of a cliff, you could sort of feel the whistling wind about you. It's almost like you're standing on the edge of the cliff on this ancient stone bridge.
Okay, then we pushed open the doors to the second doors, and there's a little. It's
so as you look across this bridge here, you can see what looks like a village carved out of this huge stalagmite. I guess those are the ones that come up from the ground, right?
Yep, stalagmite, the mountain.
And there's this short palisade here, and what appears to be like a rickety tower, and then marked out on the map here, you can see all these letters, and those are like different buildings, but that's like the footprint of these kind of crumbling and ruined buildings. The party's standing on the far side of the bridge here, and this is what you can see looking across this space.
We should carefully work our way across.
So get the halfling to go out and figure out the bridge there.
See if it's strong enough to hold a halfling's weight.
Yeah.
Aaron,
Uh-huh.
you might want to scroll down on the ghost or whatever the visual, the hangout visual is.
Oh, you kind of lost some of that. Sorry.
No, I'm watching it on the other one, but just for recording purposes, you might want to. There you go.
I just pinged it over to
Yep,
the
got it.
current. Mhm.
So I'm
Thanks.
sorry. Have we crossed the bridge? I wasn't sure if since we saw
haven't
into the
crossed it yet. So Gibbs like asking Hammy to go do it. Go walk across.
Fine, I'll go walk across.
Okay, Hammy goes easing his way out onto the bridge towards the gate, and 2 javelins come hurtling at him.
No, that's not what happens.
He hit. Let's see. They hit.
Oh,
they hit there's one pierces your heart.
I think we just lost Hammy.
D8 damage. Ooh. Does 8 points of damage. It goes right through your chest.
So
good thing I healed him.
Can we see where the javelins came from?
They came sailing. One came sailing from somewhere over here, and the other one came maybe sailing down from the tower. That's the one that went. That's the one that hit Hammy squarely.
And we can't see anything running around up there. Anything?
You might be able to if you now that you know where to look. You do maybe see some flickers of movement, but not much.
So Gib will pull out his bow and fire off in that direction.
Just blindly?
Yeah, just kind of blindly.
Okay.
But how far is that in feet wise?
Each of those squares is 5 feet.
Okay, Gib. And it's kind of dark up there is the problem, or is this whole thing lit?
It's dark. I mean, you have your lantern light now.
Right. So Gib's gonna cast Eckham's mask.
Okay.
So you can
we'll do that. We'll do that in just a minute. So
okay.
You took your damage, right, Hammy?
Oh yeah.
Make a fortitude save too.
Is Hammy dead?
He might
no, he's 2 points from it.
Make a fortitude save, Hammy. DC 10.
Going off the edge.
Uh-oh.
I think I'll burn some luck.
Okay. Let me just hang on. I need to catch up on my notes while you're figuring out how much luck you want to burn. It's 1 for 2 for you.
So I need to burn 3.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Otherwise, I'm falling over the edge. This is my guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make yeah, you do so you can so the
at least
it hurts like nobody's business when that javelin goes through your chest. But around where the wound is, when you yank this kind of crude rudimentary weapon free and cast it down at your feet, you can feel your chest going cold, like ice cold. And you made your fortitude save with the DC 10 fortitude save. Now make a will save because you can feel your muscles sort of seizing up around the wound. First your shoulder starts to go numb, and now your elbow. Oh God. So you were looking for a DC 10 will save.
Where's the cleric at, Kenshi?
And you feel your joints stiffening and hardening.
So I've been poisoned, I think.
Yeah. And you are paralyzed for. Yeah, you fall to the ground. unable to move.
Okay.
All right, so now we need to make a reflex. Now we need to roll for initiative. Is anybody casting a spell?
Yes.
Yes.
Gerda and Gib. Ridian,
Let me check my spell. Let me check my spell book real quick.
Okay.
60 feet. So I'm sorry. How far is the? Do we know how far away the tower is?
It's let me give you a rough estimate. From the edge of the gate, it's 10, 20, 30, call it 60 feet to the peak of the tower there. From the edge of the gate. I mean, you could move out onto the bridge and
right.
Is the tower in location A?
the tower is off of location A, yeah.
I'm sorry, for sleep, is that, do you actually have to see who you're casting it at, or can, I mean, I'm assuming I'm not sure how that works.
Descriptions say? I think we looked at this the other day, didn't we?
I don't remember now, and I'm not near my book since I've got.
That's okay. I'm looking.
This is driving me out of the room.
Okay. Out of your own castle. PQRS. Sleep. Lulling a target into sleep. So you'd have to be able to see the target.
Okay, all right, that's what I'm looking for.
Or know where the target. I mean, you'd have to be able to identify the target in some way.
Right. Okay.
So
the ability.
Cast?
The ability to. If I know people are on the other side of the gate, but I can't physically see them, would the spell work? Or do I know that,
guys?
Make a luck check for me.
Okay. Another bad idea. Just a second as I get to that. Luck. Lucky luck. There we go.
Is that a 10?
That's a 10. My luck is 8, so I would say no.
Okay. No, you didn't. You weren't able to. You weren't able. I mean, you heard Hammy cry out in pain. You saw Gib draw his bow, and he's like, "Up there in the tower, on the walls, I saw something."
Right.
But you weren't able to catch sight of them. You could certainly try to. You could spend some time looking for them, like an action, or wait.
I am going to cast. I am going to cast.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. How about an initiative check? We'll take an initiative check from the leader, from the beat a 10.
Why do all these monsters have, or people we're fighting have really high initiative bonuses?
Oh, wow.
I don't know. You're higher levels now, I guess.
All right. Well, we have the initiative.
Apparently so.
Peter, I did like 8 points to you. I'm sorry. The max I could have done to you with that javelin was 6. So you can take back 2 hit points on Hammy. Mm-hmm.
He's still hurting, but he's hurting.
I misread my stat block.
All right. Well, what I would like to do.
A reanimated corpse appears.
Okay, here's the question. Do we want to use word of command for surrender, or I'm just going out and heal?
I say heal.
All right. That was my first thought. So what are your plans, gentlemen? I think I'm going to go out and cover him and myself with a shield and try and heal him.
Okay. Everybody can take everybody. You guys won the initiative, so you get to take your actions.
Okay, well, that's what Gerda's going to do.
Okay, go ahead and make your spell check for the healing.
And
Gerda rushes out into the center of the bridge there, covering Hammy with her shield, and lays hands on him.
That's a 16. Sorry.
So that would be.
I keep forgetting to add level.
It looks like 2 dice adjacent.
Yes.
Yeah, that's 2 hit dice for Hammy.
Horace also runs out onto the bridge with his shield and is trying to create more of his shield wall around Hammy.
Okay. What's Hammy gonna do? He does have his actions. I mean, he is. Oh, sorry. He's Hammy can't move.
No, he's paralyzed.
He's paralyzed.
I'm assuming heal did not help that.
You could try to heal that condition specifically.
That's right.
But you were healing the blood loss.
Now, I'm healing blood loss, but I also have the spell paralysis. Could I? This isn't a spell that affected him. It's a poison, right?
It is a poison, yeah.
If it were a spell, then I could.
You can see this kind of sickly green. Mike, you might want to mute your mic if you're going to strum, which is okay. But we're just
sorry about that. I thought I was muted.
That's all right. Yeah, you can see this kind of sickly green, gray sap on the end of the javelin.
Damn it.
So yeah, clearly some sort of poison.
Okay.
But Hammy, yeah,
Hammy will choose to lay there.
Choose to lay there behind the shield of Gerda and Horus. Horus, are you doing anything else? You're just kind of boldly striding out onto the to the bridge there.
Yeah, because I'm a warrior, and that's what I do.
All right. Nils.
I have rolled a 17 on spider climb.
Nice.
Okay, excellent. Do you need the effect for 17 since you don't have your...
It sounds like, if nothing else, it sounds like I'm able to climb. I don't remember exactly how successfully.
Pretty successfully.
Yeah.
Plus 20 bonus to your climb checks, as long as your hands and feet are bare.
Okay, so it's not. I'm not actually like climbing on the walls or ceilings.
Yeah, you're more efficient at climbing.
Okay.
And items weighing less than 5 pounds stick to your hands during this time, making spell casting impossible for the duration.
Right, which I never understood of how. I guess you take your hands, your shoes, and your shoes off before you cast it, because otherwise it's
maybe you just kick them off with your feet, or like shake your feet, or something. Like it's just maybe it's distracting to you, as your hand, you go reaching for a component, or
right.
I don't know.
What do I need to roll to get to the climbing on the ceiling roll?
Don't you get plus bonus? Did you roll that 17 was with your bonuses?
Yeah.
Okay.
One more point on the spell check would have given you climb like a spider.
Oh, what if
okay,
dancing on the ceiling?
Okay, so but can I burn luck to do that?
You could burn a point of luck to do it, yeah. Or you could ask the hat.
But he doesn't get it back, does he?
No, you don't get it. You don't earn.
Oh, that's true. That's true. And I'm not near Hammy, and he can't.
But you have to be on my line of sight.
Right. Well, I doubt you are. I am. So okay. All right. So I will just keep an eye out for targets to use my bow on.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you're like scanning the walls and the tower and whatnot.
Right.
All right.
Gibbs casting Eckham's mask.
Okay, go ahead and do your spell roll.
So that's 13, 14, 15. That's a 16, which gives me so it goes off. And I now have what I was really looking for was the
mod for the casting on the next.
No, not necessarily. But really the infravision.
Oh, right.
So now I have infravision, and so can I see either of these things that through the.
Yeah, actually, you can make out like a heat signature, like crouching here behind the wall. Crouching here, sort of behind the wall, maybe like up on some sort of like firing step or something, and then another one here in the tower.
And I don't have it time to shoot my bow off, right?
You can make you can do like a movement action or something else that's not like.
Okay, so Gibbs gonna back up, but at the same time, he's gonna be really exact on pointing out where they're at.
Oh, like calling out to your companions.
Exactly.
There on the wall, in the tower.
In the tower, second brick up, or whatever.
The second parapet.
The second parapet. Standing behind there is where it's at.
Is that what they're called? Parapet?
Loose your bow that direction if you can.
Right.
Okay.
As Nils, you can take a shot if you want.
Okay.
You're going to be. These guys are in pretty good cover, so you're going to be down a die type. So you'll be a D16.
Okay, so all right. So then I just need to roll manually and not worry about the fancy rollers.
No funky dice.
Can you use funky
You
dice?
guys have a D16, don't they?
Yeah. Here you go.
There you go.
Thank you. Yeah, it should be coming soon. There we go. 15 plus. Let me check my bonuses for weapons. I get a +1 for my level, so that's 16.
I think that'll hit. That's like as good as you could do.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's a good point.
Let's see. Yeah, that's a hit. So go ahead and roll your damage.
2
points of damage.
Yeah, no damage bonus.
You hear a yelp as this spindly kith stands up, and he's on the wall, on the
stockade.
On the stockade wall. Here he jumps up, and he flings a javelin at you. I think all of you've gone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, let me do this. Sorry, he doesn't fling a javelin at you. See him jump up with the javelin in his hands, and he does. He jumps up and goes, "Ah! Cursed you, wizard!" and flings a javelin at you.
Aaron,
I'm a wizard.
Yeah.
It's been a week for us, but not the characters. What was the name of the woman upstairs?
Arian.
Lady Arian.
He hits AC 11.
That's me.
No, not AC 11. I don't know why I was seeing the 11.
Oh, good.
Because that was the 2d6 roll that I did. He hits AC 9.
Oh, good. Okay,
AC 9.
That's not me.
And he disappears back behind the parapet wall.
Stop firing! We're friends of Lady Arian.
Another one. The other one's peering down at you. Make a personality check.
That's Gerda, by the way.
For Gerda.
Yeah, because she's got a good personality.
Who are you? Are you the Crow King sent more of his warriors to drive us out?
No.
We've stood against him for hundreds of years.
Does the same day repeat over and over for you?
Are you a fool? Of course not. Days do not repeat themselves here.
Interesting. Okay.
And never have they.
We're from far away, and we're not part of this whole nightmare. We got sucked into it. We think we're here to help.
Help? What could you possibly help with? Have you brought us food? All we've had are these terrible mushrooms.
We're hoping you had some.
Great, another mouth to feed.
Lady Arian sent us down looking for, what was the name of her lover? Aaron?
Oh, Ryan, Lord
Ryan.
Ryan, the brother of the Crow King.
Right. Because again, Gerda would remember the name. It's been a week for me.
Oh, right. Yeah, you clearly would remember the name.
Gerda's a woman. They remember those things.
Right. Wait there. Wait on the bridge. Do not move.
Hammy says, no problem.
He doesn't say anything. He's paralyzed.
After about 2 rounds, the chilling effects of the poison kind of wear off, and your joints kind of relax a little bit, and you can move again. Okay, so you guys have been commanded to wait on the bridge, and the fellow that was calling down to you from the tower has disappeared, and so has the fellow on the stockade wall.
He's got an arrow in him.
Who's got an arrow in him? Yeah.
Nice shooting.
Yes, awesome shooting there, wizard.
Yeah, that was a great shot, Nils. Well, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I think we should wait here.
Okay.
It's the polite thing to do, after all. And it sounds like they're not part of the whole loop.
They're Tith or whatever they're called, and we're here to help in a way or whatever. We're not here to kill them, so we might as well parlay our way through it, if possible. Even though they did fire on us, but Hammy's still with us, and probably in better spirits now.
He's a little pissed off, but yeah, he's feeling better.
Okay. After about 20-30 minutes, you're starting to wonder if there's still anybody on the other side of the stockade. The gates open, and a small band of ragged kith kind of present themselves at the gates. There's a woman leaning on a long staff with a necklace of teeth around her.
Classy.
And there are 3 grim-faced warriors staring across from you, and then the two guards, carrying a handful of javelins between them. One of them's been bandaged up in the arm.
Make sure you wink at him, Nils.
And the woman steps forward and says, "Why do you disturb our exile?"
Wow.
Tell you, Gerda, I'm.
What news do you bring from the surface world? Her skin's super pale, and her eyes are really big, from all the underground, the years of living underground.
Gib wants in on some of them shrooms.
Okay.
Well, all right. We're going to tell her the same story that we told the others. We're not going to lie. We're just going to say we went to explore ruins seeking for a magic item. I'm not going to go into any details about that. I will say we were sent on a quest, and we're in the ruins. Suddenly found ourselves in the world where the ruins were no longer ruined, And apparently, these guys were stuck repeating the same day over and over again, having to fight the same losing battle against some weird creatures.
Yes.
Which our wizard apparently recognizes.
She cackles a little bit. So they still suffer in the way that they have suffered through all eternity. We fled that madness when our prince led us deep into the depths of the spire, away from those foul magics to live in exile. So repeatedly, we've thrown back invaders, seeking to drag us back to that fateful day. But no, we'd rather live out our days here in the darkness and the gloom. She carries on about this for a little while longer.
Sure.
Make another personality check, Peter. Gerda.
Yeah, it's a 3. I do something to irritate her.
Yeah, so she sort of gets to the end of her regaling you about how this band of Kith years and years ago had sought to escape the horrors of the repeated day of that fateful siege.
And it worked?
It seems to. I mean, it seems to have. These Kith are clearly as ancient as the Rat King. She sort of stops and says, "But again, why have you come? We want nothing from you unless you have things that we might value. Food. We want food. It's been forever since we've tasted sweet cheese and red wines. Give us some food. Or give us something of use."
Well, Aaron, I have a quick question. When we handed over all of our rations, I did not erase my water skins, and I have 2 water skins on each character, one with water, one with wine. Would he have wanted the wine? Would he have insisted?
He would have probably wanted the wine, but why don't you make a luck check for that character that has the 2 water skins and see if...
Well, each character has one.
One of each? Oh, each character carries 2 water skins?
Correct.
Okay, we'll make a luck check for both those characters to see if if they had made him. Hammy will likely succeed, so why don't we start with him? Just to make this easy. Yeah, so Hammy's happens to still have his wineskin about him.
Leave it to the Hobbit. Well, I wish I had cheese, but that damn Rat King took everything I had. Me, I can't believe I got nothing, but I got a nice red wine here. You're welcome to it. And he's going to hand her the
she snatches it to her breast and she rips off the stopper and just inhales this huge sniff of this sour red wine that you carry in your wineskin. She seems sated, and again demands why you're here.
Hold on, I got to erase that before I forget.
Oh, okay, good idea.
Gerda's going to tell her we were sent on a quest. And now that we are entangled in this, it has sent us down here still on our quest. We don't know if it'll have any if our seeking our goal will have any effect on the curse upstairs or even on you. But if it broke the curse, it would certainly free you, wouldn't it?
She pauses and she thinks for a moment in pondering way. If the curse were lifted, I don't know what would happen, but we've nearly reached the end of our days.
Well, we were sent here
to breathe the fresh green air and to feel the sun on our face. Oh, perhaps we would do anything. What is it that you seek?
We seek a mirror.
Who has sent you?
Well, and I pointed at Nils and say, his mistress seeks a mirror. That's all I know. We might be seeking a rune sword if it would help as well.
A mirror and a sword, you say?
Yes, that's what we've heard of.
She turns and she looks to the warriors behind them, and she shakes her head. Oh, fear that blade and its dark magics.
Ooh,
it was buried with our prince.
Ryan's dead?
He's been dead for 30 years at least.
Oh, poor Nerian doesn't know it. Well, I'm not going to go back and tell her.
The mirror of Bantafak? Bantafak? That mirror? Is that what you seek?
Is that what we seek?
Bantafak's mirror? That has been lost to the ages. Lost when I was but a child. Lost when my grandmother and her grandmother was but a child. The mirror of Bathanak, that is simply a fairy tale. Something which you can see what you've always sought.
Yeah, it sounds like what the lady's looking for.
I wasn't given any, just to the party, I wasn't given any specific information other than the mirror of great power. So, of course, most of you know that since you're actually there.
But you did see her melting down and getting all pissed off at her dragon lover, saying she still hadn't found what she needed. And then he said something about you need the mirror. I remember that, even though I was dead.
Right. It made such an impression that you remember it even though you're dead.
Gerda has these strange flashes that she doesn't understand, but boy, does she hate that woman.
So the priestess that's standing before you says, "Well, come, I'll show you to our king, and you can test your mettle against that blade if you dare."
Great. Are any of us of chaotic background?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
I think that's Radiant's right.
Spider eyes and chill touch. What do you expect?
I don't know. I'm cleric. I don't speak wizard. Well, I just hate to pick up a rune sword and find out none of us can use it, and have to leave it on the talisman square behind us. Oh,
so
wrong.
She leads you through this kind of crumbling village. You get a closer look at the guards and the warriors, and even the priestess. I mean, it's like they're all gaunt from starvation, practically.
I'm sorry for interrupting. You guys haven't seen a giant worm down here, have you?
No.
We've just been warned it might be stomping around, digging our holes down here, and it might want to eat one of us.
Well, she says there are cavern worms which dwell within these places, but they're uncommon.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but I see all the mushrooms, and now I'm nervous. I don't want to die.
So she leads you through the crumbling village and down 2 flights of stairs towards this
more stairs,
a rickety basket, and she says, "Here, we will lower you down to the cavern floor. There you will find the tomb of Lord Ryan and his fell blade rests beside him. Go if you will."
Oh, man. I guess we should.
So there are narrow steps painstakingly carved in the side of the stalagmite, and they run down to this narrow platform where there's a crude basket winch. And the basket itself built from a giant mushroom cap. There's a fibrous rope and a counterweight of stones that sit on top of the platform. And clearly it permits access down to the cavern floor. Far, far below you, you can spy a dense, a cavern floor covered with a dense forest of giant mushrooms. And you can see a narrow path cut through the forest, angling towards the cavern's southern wall.
Oh, fucking mushrooms. That's what.
Why does it have to be mushrooms?
Well, in the tapestry, that's what the giant snake is eating us.
Right. So
There's mushrooms
There's an
next
aside-
to this. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, as an aside to the players, I just realized that tapestry might be the mirror that she's looking for because it tells the future.
Interesting.
So just don't lose the tapestry.
We've been looking for a hand mirror, and it's just a big. Been sitting in my bag the entire time.
Interesting.
So what did Gerda remember in her former life about what the dragon blew up and said?
Well, he just said she needed the mirror to locate. There's a couple things she still needs to locate in order to reclaim her birthright, and
Right.
she can't find it or them without the mirror.
Okay.
That's what I recall.
Yep.
Well, maybe this tapestry would show her the way, but just something to think about.
That's not a bad point.
All right, so we're winching our way down to the mushroom people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's see where.
I'm asking.
I've painted some of those.
Since Peter's a caller, no, we're not doing anything until he says it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, we're going to get in the basket and say thank you for all your help, and we'll see what we can do.
All right. I'm going to move you guys to a new map.
How far down is it?
New map.
Maybe 120 feet down.
Okay.
It takes you about 5 minutes in the lift, kind of, winching your way down. It's kind of slow going, and the basket's kind of rickety. But eventually you reach the cavern floor. Let me just swap maps for you guys here. Maybe create a new
Okay,
map.
we'll be back in a minute.
Alrighty. Let's get the map. Somebody get a map. Oh, it's a different size. Well, it's fine. Work.
Oh, good. We can't see it yet. It means we haven't been eaten by a worm yet.
I still think that we're maybe our way out of here.
Well, we got to listen for worm sound. Worm sign. That's it. Worm sign.
Though, admittedly, the worm, or the worm itself, the symbol or effigy of whatever cult seemed to have brought us here. So,
For the snake? Or the worm?
snake. Well, there were a bunch of worms writhing on the ground. So,
Oh,
Right.
that's right. From
Right,
some
what we
magic
do.
spell that was cast on the worshippers. Good memory.
Mm-hmm. And there've been other worm-like symbols that you guys have found, like the crude carved statuette with the snake kind of eating its tail.
Uh-huh. Could be a worm, could be a snake, yeah.
All right, just about ready here. I need to move this to the map layer. And I need to hide the grid because nobody cares about that. And get your player icons together. Let's see. Go to this map. And turn on the fog of war.
Poor Hammy's getting slammed tonight. Picking the little guy.
Yeah, how's he doing now with his hit
Well,
points?
now he's only got 2 wounds on him now. He's doing all right.
Yeah, he took
He's got 10 of his 12 hit points.
All right. We'll wait for Mike to get back.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I'm here.
Oh, you're back.
No, I
Who
didn't.
was it Nils that stepped away?
Nils.
Oh, we'll wait for Nils to get back.
It was one of the wizards.
He was right.
It was the muttering crazy one.
I heard that.
Oh no, my world went black.
It should load here in a second.
Oh, there it is. It's the bottom. Oh man, that's a long way. And apparently we're crawling along the side of it.
Yeah, I just sort of set you guys out there. Let me get to.
I don't want to get eaten.
I didn't bring the party leader, so I'll just put Gerda down here at the bottom as the character representative, since that's the caller.
There you go.
Okay. So you guys descend in this basket.
It's a giant mushroom cat.
Which is a giant mushroom cap, yeah. Into this huge open cavern where the floor of the cavern is covered in a thick bed of spongy humus. The stench of rot is thick in the air, and every breath fills your lungs with stinging spores. Giant mushrooms tower around you on all sides, and a narrow path of stones is set into the soft ground, winding its way through the fungal forest. On that little path, you can kind of see, sort of marked out in the map.
Mm-hmm. Goes off to the left.
I'm going to mark it out a little bit more clearly for you here. Gray might not be the right color. Oh, that's not too bad. Can you guys make that out now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool.
That seems like a good idea to do. I got stealing once when I was 5. Sorry.
Right, yeah. She sounds a lot like that dog.
It does. Like, oh, he's listening to Jade's Addiction. All right, so gentlemen, I think we should walk along the stone path. It seems slightly safer. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. If there's a mushroom that's on the path or right off of the path that Gib can get a piece of it and examine it to see if he feels that it's poisonous or edible.
Sure, yeah. I mean, the mushrooms are everywhere, and they're very different in size and color and shape and description. You can reach out and you're near enough to study one if you wish.
Yeah, he'll look around to see if there's one that he identifies as being edible, as as best as he can tell.
Okay, make a luck check. Yeah, nothing. I mean,
that's a luck check, right?
Yeah, I know it's a luck check, and you wanted to roll low, but I mean, nothing here is even close to anything that you've seen on the surface world.
So your luck check, because you made it, you didn't taste anything.
There are small ones, you know, that look like stewing mushrooms and things like that. They're, you know, they're colorful ones. There's just a wide variety of mushrooms here, of varying sizes. You know, from like normal kind of mundane sized mushrooms to huge ones that tower over your head.
Yeah. Well, he'll take the smallest of bites out of one, and just leave it at that to see if there's any ill effect. Actually, what he'll do is he'll bring it into his mouth and chew on a little bit, then spit it out, and then wait, and then carry on with the with the party thing.
So you look out. You know, look for an appropriate sample and pluck one off. Go ahead and make an intelligence check, a DC 15.
DC 15. So that'd be 14 with my bonus.
Yeah. So again, they're so peculiar and odd. Do you still want to try and taste one of these?
Yeah, like I said, he'll take a very, very small bite and just chew on it and then spit it out. He won't swallow any of it.
Okay. Well, go ahead and roll a D20 for me. Is that a 20?
Yeah.
Let's see.
You have 2 hits.
So the mushroom that you choose is flat and silver, and it has some kind of golden iridescent spots on it. You chose it mostly because it was not. It looked like it could be nibbled on because it was kind of flat and narrow. You bite into it, and there is this burst of almost like you're tasting sunlight on your tongue. And it knocks you on your ass, but when you stand up like flush and invigorated, and gain 15 additional hit points.
Wow! Holy cow.
And a +1 bonus to your armor class and all saves. And you're like, where's that worm? Forget about it. I'm not scared of anything, and you're immune to all fear.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the best you could have done on this chart here.
I didn't roll 1.
So
can I hand that mushroom around to everybody and let them try it, or
you might have to find some more? Why don't you roll a d6 and tell me how many nibbles there might be on this flat silvery mushroom that you've found. Yeah, so there's one more share that you could hand out, and you could go and search for more of these types of mushrooms if you wish.
My advice would be.
Did the party see what happened to me?
Yeah.
Okay,
Gib is like kind of radiating this silver golden glow about him, you know, when he stands up after eating this mushroom, and he's like, "You gotta try this."
That's never good. That's never good. Well, once you hold on to that other piece, you might want it later.
Okay, but so for now I get 15 more hit points and I went up in AC1, right?
Uh-huh.
And then what else?
And +1 to all your saves. And
Okay.
you're immune from fear.
Okay.
Immune to fear, pardon me. Immune to fear.
So Gib will go look for that mushroom when we're done with doing this one little particular thing.
Doing which particular thing?
Going along the path.
Oh, you're going to go. Okay, so you're going to go along the path. Let me just catch up on my notes, guys, and then we can carry on. Does anybody, while we're doing that, does anyone, Gib does have another portion of that mushroom that he was offering around to the party.
Anybody else
Will
want
it have
to
the
try
same effect on us, or would we have to make a D20 roll ourselves?
You think you're going to find out by asking?
It can't hurt.
Well, I mean, when he ate it, that's what happened.
Fucking wow.
Yeah, I'll trust you, but I just know I'm not going to roll 20.
I say we save it, you know, in case we need it in a fight, so it doesn't wear off in the middle of a fight.
Yeah, good idea.
Very, very wise for a warrior.
Well, his low intelligence does cover mushrooms.
Does cover mushrooms sometimes. Yes.
Sorry, I'm just catching up on my notes, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I had any kind of herb war with my worshiping of Ildevar, but no such luck.
Yeah, you have. I mean, as a priest of Ildevar, you do have some natural kind of herbalist lore. That would be like what's part of the deity.
I know enough to say I don't recognize a single one of these mushrooms.
Make an intelligence check, DC 15. Actually, make an intelligence check, DC 10.
Woo!
Yeah, you do recognize one of them. Why don't you go ahead and roll a D20 and tell me which type you recognize?
Number 12. It's called the Baker's Dozen.
Yeah, that clump of small brown mushrooms, those imbue. Those are healing mushrooms.
I'm going to grab some of those.
And they can be useful in treating poisons as well.
Huh. Yeah, we should get a good handful of those.
Those would be good to have.
I'm writing down healing mushrooms.
Gib will gather up some for himself as well, if there's enough.
Okay. Yeah, you can spy a clump of them, but they're just off the path.
Oh, no, no. We are not leaving the path. My guess is those Kith have built this path while they're harvesting edible mushrooms, and they did it so they would not get eaten by something. That's my guess. I think Aaron's trying to tempt us off the path.
Yeah, Gib will follow whose ever advice just gave that.
That's Gerda going, I don't think we should leave the path.
Yeah.
Gerda's mushroom skill says, that's a level up mushroom.
Are we in Super Mario Land or something?
Yeah.
Nice. What else is a level up? Surviving this adventure. And I'm painting a peasant, so you can't go wrong. I hope he's brushing up on the part of the notes that said that we have no adversaries, just people who like us and give us nice things.
And he's working out the conversations.
Ouch.
Now, what was the reason we were looking for the rune sword? I remember the mirror we're looking for because Nils needs it. But the rune sword wasn't the idea. Is that's what can kill the crow king?
Potentially. Yeah, that.
Or that it could potentially end the loop.
Okay, that was it was tied to that. Okay, very good.
Though I believe Lady Aria said that only if she combined her magic with the now dead prince's magic could she. So.
I don't want to be the one to tell her about that.
You're the one with personality.
Well, all I'm going to tell her is we didn't see him while we were down here. Oh, that might be a lie if we open up his tomb.
I'm afraid he's going to not be entirely dead.
Oh, that's a good point.
Just mostly dead?
Yeah. Go through his pockets and look for loose change.
And unfortunately, not the coming back or partially sane type.
Company. I'm not listening. By the way, I don't know if you guys liked the first Stranger Things, but I finally watched the second series. I enjoyed it a great deal.
I've
Which
heard good things.
of Stranger Things, you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, we watched it too. We finished it over Halloween. It was fun. Okay. I am just about ready here. Okay, so you guys are heading out the path. You didn't want to go out and collect those other small brown mushrooms.
Yeah, we'll do it on the way back or something.
And okay. Oh, good Lord.
Oh,
that's not good.
Yeah, that's not good. 27 hit dice.
What the?
I agree. I'm worried.
Okay. So following the path out to the southwest there, it winds its way along to a small raised cavern. There, set beneath the small overhang, is a crude stone throne carved into the living rock. And seated atop a throne, girded in bejeweled mithril armor and covered in a dark fungus, sits a grim skeleton. A massive two-handed sword rests against the throne. The dark blade pulses with ancient and malign power, calling up bitter bile and filling your mind with dreams of bloody slaughter.
I don't want this thing.
I'll give you a handout here.
Not that dream again.
Let's see, handout. What do I do here? Add handout. Edit the handout. And up handout, which is this one. Save the changes, show it to the players, show it to everyone. There you go.
We'll know which one's Gerda.
Well, she does have a mace.
I see Horace.
That's I don't know who the guy on the left is, though.
That's Hammy.
He was feeling especially brave.
Okay.
Cool.
So what do you guys what do you guys want to do?
Well, personally, I don't think.
So just sorry to sort of recap. You know, there's there's this ancient skeletal warrior sitting on this throne that's covered that's wearing this bejeweled plate mail armor. Looks to be mithril from your those of you that are familiar with that type of stuff. There's this there's this black fungus that covers all of the skeleton. And leaning against the throne is this huge two-handed sword, some sort of black metal with these pulsing red runes, almost like burning embers.
Pulsing with malevolent power.
Malevolent, malignant power.
Well, I don't think we're going to get too far without approaching the blade, so I suggest to the party that I, Horace, walk up and potentially at least see what I approach.
Right, like the guy in the picture. Have you ever read any Conan short stories by any chance? Clearly, Nils has.
Yeah. I would offer to try to go retrieve it, since I am probably more of an ilk to not have my mind blasted by it.
That's my thought, because that's why I asked who's chaotic.
Blood for the blood god.
Yeah. My favorite was always Slaanesh.
It would be.
Best sense.
All right, so unless there's any objections, I will move forward and.
No, and as you do that, we're gonna have our bows drawn, focused on the lich.
Right, and let me think for a second. Let me just look at what I've got here and see if this. Yeah, okay. Nothing jumps out at me as something else that I need to be having with me at the moment.
Aaron, I've got a question.
Yeah.
So in the picture, there's that dotted one. It's like, is that the door entrance?
That's sort of the archway, the overhang, and the throne sort of set back a little ways.
And so it's in a cavern in and on itself, right?
It is, yeah, like a kind of an alcove kind of space that maybe goes 20 feet deep there.
And all around it is basically just this stone cavern. So it's kind of just like
and mushrooms.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like a cave. It's in the side of the other cave, right? Okay. And nothing looks like it's there's nothing to hide or anything like that. It's just all pretty normal looking.
Yeah, it's pretty open. I mean, there's not. There's an area that maybe behind the cave. You could certainly search. You could search. Sorry, not behind the cave, behind the throne. And you could certainly search this area if you wanted. If you wanted to spend the time doing that.
No. I was just looking to see if there was. So Gib will watch your back.
Yeah,
all right. Okay. So I will.
So what's happening?
I will. Oh, I get the form. Get the picture of it too now. Yes, Ridian will advance carefully and watching the skeleton and anything else around for movement and try to pick up the sword.
Okay, why doesn't everybody place out their characters where they are in the current setting?
Oh, I see. So do we have this point that we're going to say is the throne?
The throne is right.
Got it. I see it. Okay.
Oh, you want us to do it like this?
Yeah. Just put yourselves out where you think you ought to be.
I don't see my character.
He's black.
He's right here on the wall. There he is. Oh, now he's underneath the stones. Here, hold on.
There he is.
There you go. And Hammy's just tucked around the edge of the wall there with his crossbow. I'm not getting too close to that thing.
Okay.
So Gib says wait to the wizard before he touches it, and then
Okay.
Gib's going to cast Eckham's mask.
Oh, good idea.
Are you going to cast anything else,
Um,
or Gerda even before the grasping of the black blade, or do anything else besides that?
Woo-hoo-hoo. Nice.
Okay, so did that +1 also equal to, or was the +1 to my magic spells as well?
No, only to your armor class and saves.
Okay, that's fine. So that's 21. 21 for Eckham's mask, and so basically that's I'll read you off what it does. So the caster face is a horrible visage. Each round you can attempt to instill fear in something. Target creatures. My face became monstrously demonic.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to stop advancing and back up to the party again and say, let's give that super mushroom piece to Horace so he has it, and let's try to parcel out the healing mushrooms so we have those ready also.
Good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Peter, roll a d6. Let's see how many mushrooms you were able to gather. 4. Four mushrooms that you can share
Very good.
or keep for
There's
yourself.
one for Nils, one for Ethan, one for Mike, and one for Hammy.
All right. And then now that we've done that, we'll take a big deep breath and try again. And I will go ahead, and if everyone is in position and ready, I will take the sword.
Ready?
Let's do it.
Go, 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 go.
All right.
Run!
Let's see. You're chaotic, correct, Nils?
Yes. You know, we could have made a very bad assumption. Just because it's black and throbbing red doesn't mean it's bad. It might be lawful, and all these people down here are chaotic.
Oh, please.
Okay, never mind.
You might be right. There's lawful evil.
Well, not in this
It
game.
doesn't work that way in DCC, does it?
Right, no. Just law and chaos.
And this seems more chaos than law to me.
Maybe.
Come see, come saw.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to run away for just like 30 seconds. I'll be right
Okay,
back.
we'll wait. Take your time, Nils. We'll wait for you.
You used to figure out what happens when you pick up the sword.
The last group died before this. I was listening to one of the older spellbooms the other day while I was painting, and they were talking about how certain villains and chance encounters end up becoming long-term things in a campaign.
Right.
And
right.
that's what I was thinking about Dragora. If we had succeeded, she just would have been another villain we took down, but now she's a goddamn nemesis.
Right.
And how could we possibly succeeded in doing that? I don't.
Not with my
I don't think-
Maybe if we'd had like 4 more fodder characters, maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
better
Okay,
roles,
so-
better plan.
Yeah.
That's true. Garrett just failed miserably on all of his divine intervention rolls.
Okay, so we'll blame Garrett then.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
That's easy enough to do.
Yeah, now that it's gone.
He's
No, they-
dead.
It's okay. His, offspring is alive and.
That's right. At least he had offspring. I think it was called
alive and kicking, as it were. Okay, Nils, as you grasp up the sword, your hair stands on end, all of it.
Well, there's a lot of it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's right.
This bush suddenly appears.
Your beard and everything just goes straight and stiff. This red glow sort of flows up into your arm, and this blasting idea seeds itself into your mind. To achieve true peace, for all sacrifices must be made. And you're like, sacrifices must be made. And you can hear this whispering, this goading, these ideas of, how that you could, if you could, if only the towns and villages and cities would bow before you, you could bring great success and wealth to yourself, and how these things are just beyond your grasp, but there are those that stand in your way, and they must be struck down, if only to further your advance to tyranny. I mean, benevolent tyranny. I mean,
peace. Peace and well-being for all.
Yeah, just imposing peace.
Imposing peace here. More pieces for peace. And you have this urging to go out and combat those that stand against you.
Oh boy.
Death to those who oppose us.
Cool.
I suggest we all back away from his line of sight.
Well, you don't stand against. Well, we're not his enemy yet.
As you step out onto the precipice, so this is a two-handed sword. I'm not sure if you can wield it well, being a wizard.
Well, I'm not. It's not. Yeah, it's not something I'm not allowed to wield normally. But there you go.
Well, I'll make an exception in this case. I mean, it's
that's how bad it is.
It's imbuing you with the warrior-like stature.
Exactly. Or I just use it as a staff.
Well,
a really sharp staff.
I mean, two-handed swords are pretty large, and
especially if there's Zweihanders.
Okay. All right. So when you step out onto the precipice here, sword held high above your head, you can see a rumbling.
We got a worm sign.
What is that? Do you see it?
I see a rumbling.
You see like a burrowing.
Oh, okay.
We got worm sign.
You feel a rumbling and see a burrowing. How about that?
Got it. Okay.
A burrowing.
Gibbs gonna go
3 o'clock.
see if he can go inspect the armor and see if he can take any of that.
Sure.
Good thinking.
Or
so you can see this burrowing mound, like coming through the mushrooms, and like mushroom stalks, and those ones that are big as trees are like falling over and getting thrown up in its path of this mound that's sort of driving its way towards you all. Gibbs, you're inspecting the
armor and stuff like that, and around the
okay. So the
throne.
So the armor is gleaming in silver. It has a huge red gem in the chest. It's very stylized, like in the picture here with the skeleton warrior. And
oh, okay, right.
But the skeleton within the armor is covered in this black fungus, black mold.
I'll pick up an evil sword, but I'm not touching that mold.
I'm with you.
So the mold covers the armor as well?
It does not. No.
So
almost as if the armor is protected from the mold.
So while Gibbs is looking at this, let me just go around and see what else everybody else is doing.
Yep.
Ridian strode forth in this newfound pride and regalia of the power of this black blade. I think it leaves Gerda, Hammy, and Horace to take an action if you'd like.
Yeah, we're gonna step up into this stone cavern and prepare to shoot at whatever comes out of the ground. We can't get to the mushroom basket before the burrowing gets to us, right?
Well, you don't know.
Well, based on the speed we're watching, that's the question I'm asking.
10. It moved about that far, like that's marked on the map. That's marked on the map here.
Oh, I see.
You are where you are. You have your regular movement if you wish to take it. There's the stone path that's leading back to the basket, and the rest of the area leads off into this spongy, mushroomy.
No, we're staying either on the stone path or inside the cave. What do you guys think?
I suggest we stay in the cave. I don't want to try and tussle with running back to the mushroom basket and then getting it moving in time.
Yeah, it looks like it's literally half where the basket's like right in the middle of us. So if it's moving faster than we can move, it's going to get to the basket at our point. And we still maybe are going to hope that the basket gets pulled up. So,
well, the basket has a mechanism for you to move it from your side too. It's like like this sort of kind of strange sort of pulley kind of contraption. It allows you to traverse both ways, and then there's like a pin that you can stick through it to kind of stop the pulley at the loop.
I just believe we need to stay off the soft ground, and I think run to the basket is a suicide mission.
Okay, then let's stay in here and fight this worm.
Yeah, Horace backs up the steps with his shield up front, his sword drawn, and he's kind of like glancing over his shoulder at Ridian, kind of freaking out a little bit.
Okay. So how deep is this cave that we're in? It's
small. 20 feet. It's 20 feet deep.
Okay.
And it's 20 feet wide, roughly 20 by 20, but kind of roughly. It's not square.
Well, so I'm going to. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go for it. I say, yeah. Peter already said that we should just stay there, and I should say the cleric said to just let's defend it from here and let's do it. And Gib thinks that trying to get there on time is a gamble that he's not willing to take.
And you're the gambler.
He's a man who knows.
I do want to. I got to check the range on a spell, but I want to try word of command.
And while everyone's kind of shuffling around, I'm going to try to. I have the idea that there's some sort of connection, obviously, between the sword and the worm, since it just showed up as soon as I picked it up. So I'm going to try to use my magical superness since I'm so awesome now and reach out to the. Maybe you should give me the mushroom. Reach through the power of this. Reach through the power of the sword to connect to communicate or connect with the worm in some way to try to, try to control it or not have it eat us or something like that, or just show it who's boss. Obviously, since I'm in charge of the world.
So you're Mug Dib.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Walk without rhythm, and we won't attract the worm.
That's right. I love hanging out with nerds.
Okay.
Really making Aaron
I'm just skimming my notes. All right. Well, let's go ahead and make
Freudians.
Let's make an initiative. Let's make an initiative check. Peter, can you beat a 4?
Hopefully.
That's the first time I've ever seen yours go down.
That was close.
Plus any of your reflex stuff. You guys can. So let me paint the picture of. Well, you guys know what's happening, right? This huge mound is coming at you. The largest mushroom stalks are being cast aside like they're a child's ball being kicked down the schoolyard. You guys have an action. You guys can take your action. Rydian, you were trying to reach out and commune with it and
something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Horace will walk over to Gib and assist him in removing the armor off the skeleton.
Yeah, what were you doing with the armor and the skeleton last round?
I was going to hold my breath. Gib was going to hold his breath. And then to be very careful to not breathe in any of the spores or anything like that. And then lift off the helmet with disturbing the rot and skeleton as little as possible.
Okay, so as you do that, the slightest movement of the helmet, the skeleton sort of starts to collapse in on itself, and then it's like this ever increasing rate of collapse as it kind of collapses inward and kind of into this pile of goo around the base of the throne, and it stinks to high heaven. But that's all that happens. So you're now holding this helmet in your hands. It's your action now. What do you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna hold that. I'm gonna put the helmet in my pack, and then go get ready to maybe deal with this demon. I guess Horace is gonna maybe grab up the armor if he wants, but the helmet's what Gib was kind of content with.
Okay, Gib wanted the helmet. Okay. What are you doing, Horace? I'm just going to go around.
Horace is going over and looking to see if he can salvage any of the armor at this point.
What? Sorry, what did you want to do, Ethan? I missed it.
I'm going over to where this now goo thing is, and I'm going to try and see if there's any armor that I can salvage.
Sorry, I missed it again because Emma was talking to me and I was on mute.
So I'm walking over to this pile of skeleton goo that stinks, and I'm gonna see if I can salvage any of the armor.
The armor looks completely salvageable, but it would take you a good amount of time to try to. Did you want to put it on, or what? What do you want to do with it? I mean,
my goal is to put it on, but for now, at least, get it out of the goo.
Why don't you make a luck check for me to see?
Good Lord.
If it's close to your size.
Oh. Not even close.
It's way too narrow in the shoulders to be fit for you, I'm afraid.
It's not fit for a king, or it is fit for a king.
It's fit for a Kith king. or prince, but not
If we-
for a human warrior of
If we
horses.
possibly survived this, would it be possible to take it to a smith and like have it refitted?
Yeah, that could be possible. You'd have to figure out some way to sort of gather up all the pieces,
Right.
and it would encumber you quite a bit.
Well, of course.
So maybe like 3 points of encumbrance. But yeah, you can spend a couple of rounds trying to maybe gather it together and figure out a way to carry it. Let me know if you come up with any clever ideas about that. Gerda and Hammy, what are you guys doing?
Well, Hammy's not really a cleric, but he's definitely praying.
Oh, Ildivar! Oh, Ildivar!
Oh man, this is not going to be good. I don't know if the thing can hear me. It's got to be able to hear something, but I don't know if word of command is going to work at this distance. So
it's pretty far away. I think isn't there a range on word of?
Yeah,
well, I mean, it's a verbal kind of thing too.
Yeah.
I suppose if you diced really high, it could be quite booming. Are you looking at the spell in the book right now, or?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking for it too. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the kind of the mid range, it's like 30 feet to 60 feet, but then it goes up as high as 200 feet. So I guess you're not going to do anything, right?
Not yet, no.
Okay, still careful. And Hammy's praying.
Hammy's praying and he's aiming his crossbow.
All right.
And we're inside the cavern mouth.
Let's see, which layer am I on? No. Can I select that thing? Whoops.
Shoot.
All right.
I was hoping the ventriloquist spell could be cast on someone else, so I could cast it on Peter and allow his command.
Throw my voice.
I'll be back in 10 seconds.
That's a good idea.
I'll be right back.
All right.
Okay.
Nils, your efforts to reach out to the burrowing shape, the burrowing creature that's racing at you. Go ahead and give me a spell check.
Really good time roll a 20.
Yeah, I'll just roll on any spell since it'll be the.
Yeah, this is more like an arcane kind of communion with the black blade sort of
right.
thing.
So should I be including my bonuses?
Yeah, you can. It's a regular spell check, so level and intelligence.
Okay. And spell burn?
If you like.
Yeah, I'm going to use 2 points of spell burn as I run the blade across some marginally unimportant part of my body.
Well, it has to be an important part of body.
Well, that's why it's only 2.
Oh, okay.
That's true.
Which part of your body?
Probably having it. I'm having it in my one hand. I've already marked up one arm. I'll shift it to my other hand and mark up the other arm that I haven't had.
Okay.
Didn't do that before.
All right.
Yeah, so.
Go ahead and 22.
Oh, nice.
That's with all your mods for spell burn and everything.
Yep.
So when you go to lay the blade on your other forearm, the runes flare up and they burn the pattern of these runes into your forearm.
Wicked.
Let's see. Go ahead and let's see. Okay. All right. All right.
I'm back.
So your mind does cast out to this great. You can see this in your mind's eye. You can see this worm crashing through the earth, bearing down on you, and its sole purpose in life is to bury the sword deep beneath the prying eyes of men.
That doesn't work well.
All right. So
go this sword out into the fungus forest.
I'm not letting go of this sword. It's going to give me world power.
Peter, beat a 4, beat a 3, beat a 4, beat a 3. Yeah, it's your guys' action.
I know we cannot get to the basket before it gets to us. I don't want to limit its ability to come up directly underneath us and swallow us whole. So I guess.
Well, you have a movement rate of X, and you can spend 2 actions moving.
Well, Hammy has 20 though. He's a short little guy.
Oh, that's true. There's the halfling, so he could spend 2 actions moving 40. Run for it, Hammy.
Each square is what, 20?
Each square is 5.
5.
And that's assuming that we don't try to even stay on the path, because this, or is the path actually zigzagged, or is it that? Are those
It's sort of that
steps?
gray. It's that gray mark.
Yeah, it's not really a zigzag. It's almost
Sort of like a 90 at the top there.
Okay. I thought it was like a path that wound back and forth. And
Oh,
that's why
no. I just sort of tried to mark it out because the art was black and white. It's sort of all
So Hammy can get
run for it.
Hammy can get. Ridian starts running. Well, Peter, say that Ridian's going to start running for it.
You're going to start running to the basket. It's going to eat
Yeah.
you can control your own player actions, Nils.
Yeah.
You don't have to rely on the color.
Okay.
The color's job is to figure out what the party's doing.
and discuss group actions.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well,
So Ridian bolts to the basket.
yes.
Shit.
Okay. Go ahead and move your movement rate. Are you using both your actions, or are you going to do a movement action and a non-movement action?
No, I'm I'm moving everything.
Okay.
Which
So
is
what are you, probably like 30? So that's 60.
Did Ridian call out anything? Did he say anything to the group?
No, you just saw him take off.
Okay, that's fine. I could play it that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So
6,
we
7.
don't know the worm is after the sword.
No,
Yeah,
that's
that's
right. No, I understand that.
Yeah, I'm just understanding it now. I didn't realize that.
No, right. We all understand it, but the characters don't yet. Right?
So it's that right there is 1 movement for me, running speed.
60.
Yeah.
That's
so
both
just
that's both your actions running.
Oh, okay. I thought it was because my movement is 30
Right.
normally.
So if
and
you
that's
spend
using
both your
actions.
if you spend both your actions, you can get to 60.
Right, but what I'm saying is my base speed is 30
Mm-hmm.
for 1 action. My running speed is 60. And so I should be able to double that with 2 actions. Right?
I didn't have anything different for running speed. Does it say that on your character sheet or something?
Yeah, by just filling out my base speed on the character sheet of my movement of 30, it shows that walk is 30, run is 60, climb and swim are 15.
Right, and I think run is in my games is 2 actions to run. That's how you get
Okay,
to 60.
all right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
10, 20.
so that's where I am.
Okay.
I would still think that, okay, so each square is 5?
Yeah, each square is 5.
Is that correct?
Yep.
So 10, 20, 7, 8. You should be able to get to the basket then in a run at 60.
Well, it depends on how you count. If you count like the steps
10,
going down is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
40, 50. I mean, yeah, if we're to count at the steps, that's 60. It's 50 as far as I'm counting.
It's 5 for the steps.
5, 6, 7,
It's what?
8, 9, 10. And I guess it depends on whether can we move diagonally.
Yeah, you can move diagonally.
Or okay. All right. So yeah, then I would be able to get to the basket because I was just moving like straight line to the corner and then.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. As long as you don't step off the path, your movement rate won't be slowed down. The mushroom loaminess out there looks like kind of thick and spongy and not at all sure-footed.
So as Riddy and bolts, Gibbs a little concerned about the whole thing, but he bolts too then.
Okay.
Oh my God. Party shouldn't separate.
I'll be right back with you guys.
Horace is not happy about this development.
Well, the other way to look at it is I'm taking the sword away from you guys.
Well, yeah, but we don't know what you're doing. We
No, right, yeah,
Right.
but we we see our party member panic or do whatever, or we imagine you. Gibbs gonna imagine that you're panicking, and you're running, and or you want the sword, or something like that, or who knows, But
Basically, I'm turning into Elric.
yeah.
Now, what is?
Okay, how's it going, guys? Did you figure out what your other actions you were going to take? Oh, Hammy and his short, stumpy legs.
Yeah, and because he's got armor, he actually only has a speed of 15.
Oh.
So he can only get that far, and Gerda's not leaving him behind, so she's sticking with him.
Right. Somebody pick him up, and run with him.
Well, Gerda's got a strength of 10. I don't think she can pick him up.
Probably not.
Oh, you could pick him up, but it'd be awkward. You might drop him.
Yeah, I think it's better just to try and keep up with him.
Right.
Okay.
And we still have Horace on the steps.
Horace, and what happened to Gib?
Gib's right in the basket.
Oh, in the black basket.
Go! Crank this thing!
Horace will turns his head as he was trying to mess with the armor and sees that all his companions have abandoned him.
That's true.
Yeah, but Gerda's not even running. She's loping along.
He takes a look at them running and takes a look at the worm and goes, nope, and continues to just mess around and pull the armor out of the muck.
Okay,
right,
so you're still gathering up the armor. Okay, it will take you. Okay, do you have any clever ideas about how to carry it or do anything special with your gathering?
I was gathering, no. I'm thinking that for carrying it, I'm going to take a bunch of the rope I have and like weave the rope through various pieces of the armor and like wrap it around my body.
Okay, that sounds good. So sort of like kind of draw it together with the rope through the the open pieces of the chest plate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Instead of a backpack, it's an armor back.
Exactly.
So, just want to do a time check since it's almost 10:30.
Good call.
Since I know Peter needs to get up early.
Hey, I'm back. Sorry. What was the call that we were making?
Just a time check.
Oh yeah, it is. We're running a little over. Are we okay, or do we want to stop now?
It depends on, you're the GM who has an idea of where we're at. If this is going to be a extended combat, I might not might not last.
Yeah, I think that, let's stop now. Let's stop now because I could see it going a lot of different ways, and I don't want us to feel
rushed.
Right.
Yeah.
It just depends on how fast he eats us.
Right. And having said that, I don't know if this really counts as our 4th session since we're like mid-section. I don't know if
yeah, I think it would. You'd have to take a pause to be able to level, and then but we'll work it out. I think what will happen is in our next session, we should probably conclude the Curse of Kingspire, and then we can move on to the next module.
Oh, great. Okay.
And that will give you a chance to sort of level between the modules. And obviously, this is your 4th session, and going into the next session would be your 1st session at 3rd level, assuming you all make it, right?
Right.
Yeah. That's a big if.
That's a big if. Yeah.
I'm a little worried that this mushroom cap is smaller than the worm's mouth.
You mean bigger?
No, I'm concerned that it's smaller. Bigger.
Oh, that it's smaller. Yeah, right. Yeah, correct.
All right.
So
shall we do any pros and cons for tonight? Or did you guys have anything that stood out for you, both positively and negatively? Maybe
Pro was the party splitting up.
Pro is the party splitting up. Oh, leaving you behind with the armor, you mean?
Exactly.
That might be a con. I don't know.
We're going to find out.
We'll find out, yeah.
My pro is that I'm the ruler of the world.
Now
So that's going to work out pretty well, I think. I've got this perfectly good picture. It's going to be just like in Star Wars. We're all going to jump in the mushroom cap, and as we shoot up, the giant worm's going to come up out of the earth, like the Exogorth, and like snap at us, and just like the giant space worms of Star Wars.
And I'm just going to be sitting down here for the rest of eternity going.
Well, no,
Guys?
once the sword's gone, then we'll go back to bed.
Yeah, but I have no way of getting out of here.
We'll just lower the mushroom cap again.
It'll be fine. We'll send the cap back for you.
We'll send it back. When? Soon. How soon? Very soon.
How about for you, Peter?
Hammy actually lived. I was worried there for a while. It's a real pro because he got shot to crap this time. So I'm really glad he lived. That was a pro.
Well, I like the fire trap. I thought that was fun. It didn't go at all
Very different.
how I had expected.
Did you expect to blow us to pieces?
I got caught a little bit in the description of the trap, so I kind of I didn't have my notes marked up cleanly, so I sort of scrambling and like, oh, now that's what happens. Oh, okay, now how's that going to work? But it was fun to see you guys sort of adapt around that and come up with some ideas about how to deal with it.
Not to burn or die of smoke inhalation.
Oh, and I also like the treating with the exiles, right? I thought that was fun.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, we parlayed out of that.
Mm-hmm.
We've learned parlay is better than fight.
We don't like javelins.
We have to parlay our way back through them now.
Well, you do.
True. That's a good point.
No, they said if you want that vile blade, you can have it. They already said that.
He's worried about the
Yeah, but I
armor
don't know
I'm
about
trying to carry off.
Oh,
Right. If they see him carrying their king's armor through the village, that might cause problems.
well, that's a whole nother deal. I'm not getting involved with.
That's why we left you back there.
Says the guy with the chaos blade.
There you go. So does my hair go all white and I also suddenly become an albino?
No, it hasn't done that yet, but it is still kind of standing on end.
Great. It's a giant Van de Graaff machine.
It'll make it harder for the worm to swallow you.
There you go. Yeah.
How about for you, Mike? What did you like tonight with the session?
Magic mushrooms.
Oh, the magic mushroom. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Rolling a 20 on that.
I was impressed.
Yeah, holy smokes! And you have one more. You have one more sample.
One more edible.
Except Horace has it.
Oh yeah, you gave it to Horace.
I did. Okay.
Yeah. Didn't you all? I thought that was when you parceled out the mushrooms and you gave.
In case the lich decided to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember that, but okay, that's what he did.
All right, guys. Well, fun session tonight. Thanks for playing a little bit over, and
I'll try not to get ridiculed next week.
Oh, God, I hope not.
And next week, the climax and the escape from the caverns beneath Kingspire.
I hope we survive because I've almost got Hammy painted.
Oh, don't finish Shammy. That's the first thing that's going to get us killed.
All right, guys.